This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Wham, wham, wham. Bitches Coscarelli. Throw gang. We are joined by the Zone 6 Zeppelin, Bankhead Head Honcho, the Lemon Pepper Big Stepper, Writing So Smooth, call him Joe Coscarelli Pelly, Skin So White, call him Joe Cosca, opening scene of Belly, Prince of the Page Turner, the narrative numero uno, must be constipated how he stay in the A, the QC MVP, the Raja of reporting, the FaceTime Pharaoh, Hunter S. Thompson of the Trap. He keeps it thorough like Edward R. Murrow. He got his pages out in Georgia. Oh, yeah, shit. NYT, New York Times culture reporter, and author of the new book, Rap Capital, Joe Coscarelli. Joe, how the hell are you?
Wow. All right. I need that drop. I need that drop for Popcast.
Put that on the back
We're
of
going
the
to
cover.
move that to the New York Times.
We could learn something from our intros.
We get
that's
Simon
right.
and Schuster on the horn and maybe push back the publishing date and put that on the
Yes.
bio.
Yeah, can we squeeze that in as a blurb on the back?
We should, that should be James Harris,
It's for the
professional
paperback.
podcaster.
About me,
for the
Skin
paperback.
So White, call him Joe Cosca, opening scene of Belly.
Yes.
Nice. What's up, Joe? How are you, buddy?
I'm great.
Fresh off the bachelor party in the stew.
Yes.
Oh, we're getting into it.
I'm back.
You were shook when we were like, yo, can you do this Monday? And like, no. Fresh off the Tampa plane. I still got glitter in my eye, in my beard.
It's true. I'm really putting all the life events into like a couple weeks. So it's like bachelor party, book, wedding, apartment, just all at
What?
once.
Is that by
Let's go.
design? Or did it just, that's how the cookie crumbled?
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
You know? That I think
in
like,
the strip club, that's what they say too.
Yeah, exactly. Like
When,
the cliches are true.
Right.
What do you think is more important, your book release or your wedding?
And don't lie to the good people at home.
What are you more stressed about? Like, what's taking up
The
more brain
book
space?
release is paying for the wedding.
Oh,
Put it
shit.
That way.
So they're
you
tied
know
at
what
the
I mean?
hip.
Like, yeah, they're one had to come after the other, but obviously, no. The wedding is more important.
Okay.
Hopefully, there will be more books, but there won't be more weddings.
Are you giving out books as wedding gifts, like or like party favors?
No, but shout out to Carrie, who in our little email invite, said, "Here's a link to our registry," and it was just the Amazon.
Oh,
page.
nice.
I
So you
appreciate
well
that.
played.
Yes.
Joe, the first thing we want to do is a little fit check where you're going to walk us and the audience at home through the totality of your fit today.
Oh, wow.
The
Okay.
choice for you, sir, is do you want to start top down or you want to go bottom up?
I want to go bottom up.
Thank
but
you.
first, I want to take issue with the premise. I've been waiting to come on this
Okay,
pod.
go off,
I've been
King.
waiting to come on this pod because I think I fucking hate menswear.
Wait, why is
Wow,
that?
out the gate hot, bro.
We're just hot. I think
You and us both.
I don't shop. I never shop. I try to wear a uniform. I try to only wear black. I
Okay.
basically wear almost no logos.
You have this logo Tampa.
Yeah, we're gonna
City,
get there.
Tampa.
We're gonna get there when I
I
go.
was going to say, there's
when I
quite
go
a
bottom
few
to top.
logos today.
I wore some logos for you guys, but I just think overall,
What a guy.
take straight men out of fashion. Let's
Yeah.
let's clear some space. I think like we're ruining the game.
Yeah.
And I say that with love. I have a lot of
Because it doesn't sound very loving.
I
Sounds
say
combative.
I say it with love. I just want to look. I just want to look regular. I just want to look
Do
regular.
you clown
all the time.
Caramonica then when he comes in dressed like wild?
Look, I clown Caramonica plenty. Like,
Caramonica is on his Lil Nar, no regular shit.
yeah, I just, but he's known me for so long. Like, okay, I'll put it this way: when I was young, I was probably like just out of college. Caramonica, has a couple years on me, only a couple. Happy birthday, John
Oh,
Caramonica.
shit.
Today.
Happy birthday, Big John.
Yeah. So when we would go I would see him at parties or whatever, and he would be like, I could take you shopping, right? I could take you shopping.
Wait. He would straight up say that to you?
Yeah, and he
How insulting.
and I'll never forget this. He described my style as popper chic.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
that's so rude.
I know it's so rude, but it's
And
also
now you guys
true.
are besties.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm still wearing the same.
And you've
clothes
never
that I
taken
was-
him up on his offer, not once.
No, not
This is
not
the
really.
critical shopper.
Caramonica is an extreme example, or he's not like necessarily a shopper. He's a hoarder, right? He goes beyond.
Oh, no.
It's a
He's a
psychosis.
shopper,
It's a
too.
psychosis thing with him.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
It's both.
The last time
As
I
it
saw
is
him,
with a
he's
lot
like,
of
I need
you
to go to
guys.
the Chanel store because I want to buy women's hiking boots.
Cool flex, Lawrence.
I'm just saying.
He did.
He's a psycho.
This is, we won't go too deep into the bachelor party, but he did leave the Tampa house to go to the mall by himself.
Wow.
So,
What was at the Tampa Mall that he needed
Yeah,
to get?
I think he didn't
Tampa
find.
exclusive Amiris?
I think he didn't find what he was looking for.
Okay,
We'll put
well,
it that
no
way.
one
Put it
does
that
in
way.
Tampa.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he ever will. Okay, so let's start
all right.
with the kicks.
All
Where
right,
do we were today?
let's run. So these are my physical therapy shoes.
What's wrong with your body?
I hurt my back.
Okay.
Post pandemic, getting back out on the softball field after 2.5 years off. I herniated.
Not like sitting
a
in a
disc.
studio chair for 19 hours.
I think it's both. I think it's the laptop in bed, and I wrote a book in a metal folding chair, which is like not recommended by my doctor. So I typically I have a closet full of black SBs. I only wear all black sneakers. I'm on a text thread called Black Sneakers Only.
Do you have black forces?
I do not have black
just a bunch of
forces.
criminals. Like
I have multiple pairs of black SBs.
you guys want to go hit a lick real quick?
I have one pair of all black Tims.
Okay.
I have one pair of Birks.
Okay.
Of Birks, and
Black
then
leather?
and black leather, and now I have these Nike Quest 5s that I bought to do physical therapy.
Quest to not have a fucked up back.
But I took to them. They have a. I like the lightness.
Are they helping your back?
I don't know if they're helping my back, but the stretching regimen is helping my back.
Nice.
So I wore those today.
You got to get right before the wedding.
Yeah, got to get right. I feel strong. I feel stronger than I did.
The first guy to ever come on the podcast and just be like, I feel strong.
I feel stronger than I did.
The pandemic blew your back out.
It did, but to fix myself,
Your own book blew your back out.
Yes,
that's how good it is.
All of that.
Tap in.
But I also just got off a 30-day cleanse, so I really got right before the book and the wedding.
What was that like? Only juices, like no sugar, no alcohol.
I did. We did Whole30.
Okay, so just like meat and shit.
It's just basically meat, vegetables, fruit,
Like the Liver King.
potatoes. No gluten, no sugar, no dairy, no grains,
No alcohol.
no weed.
What was the hardest part to give up?
Snacks. I'm a snacker. I'm a
You're a big snacker.
I'm a late night
Hashtag real
snacker.
eater, dude.
Real
Trying to blow
ass
these
eater.
snacks out.
Yes. But so now I'm just top of my game right now. I'm
Peak physical performance.
Peak physical performance. I'm zoned in.
Hell yeah.
The ultimate warrior.
I wear black socks. You guys wear black socks?
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes, but
Yeah. No, I
Do you own any white socks?
maybe like a pair or two.
Okay.
Are you from New York? Is this like a New Yorker thing?
I didn't grow up in New York, but it is. But
You came
I
to school here and you just been here the rest.
yeah. I just think like
You're from Florida, right?
Yeah, I just think men shouldn't really wear colors or patterns.
Fellas.
I'm so happy you're here to just fucking talk big shit.
I
dude.
just have rules that
Right.
But
You're a man of principles.
I'm a man of
What's your
principles.
wedding suit going to be? Black?
This is actually
like the
I wanted to
Undertaker?
ask
Yeah,
you
what are
guys.
we
I
doing?
might get married in a black Dries suit. What do you think?
with a white shirt at least.
Yeah,
or,
And
yeah,
a black,
with a
and a
white
black
shirt.
tie?
Tie is open question.
Okay.
What do you? I mean,
versus what, like a bow tie? What do you mean?
can you? I
I
don't.
It's like a colored tie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I would say if you're gonna go black suit, go full Reservoir Dogs black tie as well. Maybe
Okay.
tie some texture.
Yeah,
might
some
be nice.
texture.
We can keep it black.
Okay. But what, I mean, everybody has a different opinion about wedding suits. Like, can a man get married in black?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's an issue at all.
Okay.
We can rename our group chat Black Suits Only.
There we go. I mean,
In
I
our
just
fucking Rosewood era.
yeah, I
for
just
real.
think like, it would be weird for me to go out of my comfort zone, but also if there's any time to go out of my
It would
comfort
be the
zone,
big
it would
day.
be, it
Yeah.
would be that. you
No,
know?
I think the black Dries suit to me sounds fucking.
You can have some like
Mamma mia,
some
perfect.
inserts in the hard bottoms for your back.
I gotta look.
Were you
At
getting married in the quests?
Maybe I'll get married in the quest. No, that's another thing
Or
I would.
black Timbs,
That's
dude.
another thing in my principles I would never do is a suit with
Suits
sneakers.
with sneakers.
Oh, thank God,
I
right.
mean that we all agree on that, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we're
not
all-
that's
yeah.
not a good look.
Okay. All
We're
right.
on the same page there. Okay, so black socks today. Do you know the brand?
Yeah, I'm a Hanes guy.
Okay.
I'm a simple man.
Do you only wear black jeans?
So I basically
Are these
wear
jeans?
these are not jeans. I
Okay.
basically wear 2 pairs of pants
Okay.
ever. I have these fan mail pants. Fan mail, the only brand probably outside of Nike that I ever loved.
Okay.
Are you guys up on fan mail?
No.
It was a local Brooklyn thing for a minute. All basics, all monochrome, no colors really.
Sounds like a podcast clothing brand.
And then it basically
Is it?
No, it was like it was realer than that. It was
Popcast 20 for 20% off your fan
yeah,
mail.
I think it was a little bit
Pants
a little
come with
bit
free mattress.
a little bit fashion.
Okay. Are
But
they still around?
no, so it
Oh.
closed. But so I used to order from them like maybe like twice a year. Like
Is this them?
Yes.
Yeah.
But is it? Are they back? Is this zombie? When was that
Fan
post?
mail
When was
back,
that post?
dude.
post from?
Last post was July 2018.
See, that's what I'm saying.
R.I.P. to fan mail, dude.
So fan mail. So all right. So along with my uniform, like I do this video series, right? Diary of a Song for the New York Times.
We're aware.
familiar,
Okay,
bro.
all right, we could talk about it, but I wear the same sweater in
You're the
every
Pharaoh
episode.
FaceTime. Oh, really?
Yes, and
Intentionally?
it was a demand from the higher ups at the time. So
Oh,
once we
interesting.
started going, I think one time I wore maybe like a black Acne sweater instead, and it had a different collar, and they didn't like it. So they were like, "Joe needs to go back to his
I'm sorry.
original
Who
sweater."
in the higher ups at the failing New York Times are saying only wear the fan mail hoodie?
It wasn't a hoodie; it was a crew neck, but it's
Such a specific
I think they
request.
just didn't like the way the collar was sitting. And to be fair, it's a design guy, right? So like on the video team, there's like the design side.
Sure.
So he can see that
Right.
in a way
You
that
respect
a lot of
his
times
aesthetic
employees can't.
preferences.
I don't know if I respect it, but I like the
Is
idea.
this Hanya Yanagihara just being like, Joe-san, you fucking simpleton? I could say that I'm Japanese.
Yeah, fine. So I only wear that black fan mail sweater. I have these black fan mail pants. They fit perfectly. I used to order so much from them that they would start writing me little notes about
Fan mail was sending you fan mail.
about my stories. So I remember it
nice.
sticks in my head.
Oh,
They were like,
that's
"Oh,
cute.
we love your Britney Spears reporting," and this was
Right.
way back in the day, six years ago probably. And they were keeping up with the byline. So then when it closed, I emailed them and I was like, "Can I buy some dead stock? Like, let me
Let's
hit
the
have some of
archives and go
this. Like, I
crazy.
need
We tap
more."
in, yeah.
And I never heard back.
Oh,
So these pants are like mad washed out. You know what I mean? Like
So you haven't bought a new pair of pants since 2018?
I think that might almost be true.
Man, yo, if you're listening, please buy Rap Capital so that Joe Coscarelli can buy some new pants.
Mama needs a new pair of pants.
So these are my relax fit pants.
Okay.
I have
Your
black,
podcasting pants.
My podcast pants. I have black APC skinny jeans that I wear probably 70% of the time.
Okay.
Have a regular pair of jeans, blue.
But that's the rotation
that
exclusively.
I don't really wear.
The dynamic duo.
I mean, we spent a lot of time at home over the last few years,
That's
right?
facts,
So I have cozy clothes. You know,
those
what
are
I mean?
also black, like black sweats.
I'm more flexible when only my bodega guy is going to see
Okay.
me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have some outdoor voices.
Okay.
Cloud pant, whatever.
Mhm.
Some stretchy. That's my
Some athleisure.
some
When you
athleisure.
were, this is a question that I have for later, but I want to know right now. When you were reporting this book and spending so much time in Atlanta around rappers, did that affect your personal style at all? Like, did you feel like you had to maybe dress a little flashier, or
No,
or more
only-
narky?
No, I think more. I think having a uniform around people like that, around people who aren't inclined to think about you very much,
Is true.
Is better.
Well, you
right?
wanted to play the background.
I wanted to play the
You didn't want to
background.
try too hard, obviously.
Right. But also, I will say wearing all black in Atlanta does make you stick out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a New Yorker vibe for
it's
sure.
a New Yorker vibe and skinny clothes too. Like I think like
Right.
there's a culture of skinny clothes in
Oh,
Atlanta.
The skinniest.
But it's not exactly the same as
No.
the way that I wear
It's
mine.
not fan mail.
It's not. Yeah, the fan mail didn't make it down. If they would have made it to Atlanta, they could have stayed open.
Yeah,
If only
probably.
Lil Reek had tapped in earlier.
That's what I'm saying. So no, I mean, I tried to just always wear the same thing, so people remembered,
Right.
both remembered me and let me fade into.
So it's
the
like, oh, look,
background.
it's the weirdo white dude in all black.
exactly with
Fan mail.
with a
Head
hat
to
with
toe.
like a with a
It's
hat
fucking
on,
emo
you
ass,
know?
vampire ass.
What's the very fire vintage tee?
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is one of the few things I bought probably in the last 3 years, which and the only real logos that I wear are micro merch from Florida. Basically.
Okay, got it.
So
Micro merch. Is that
yeah.
a term that you coined? I've never heard that.
I think that's another
pretty good.
Monica term.
Oh,
isn't
really?
it? So New York Magazine, I think they called it
Zizmore Core,
Core.
right, but
That was
same
shout out to
But
Stella.
that was New York specific.
Yes,
That was New York
Dr.
specific.
Zizmore.
as was John's
NV.
version. Google it. I'm pretty sure it was micro merch, but I'm talking like tourist t-shirts,
Got it.
right? So like I have a Destin, Florida shirt. I have a Florida Christmas shirt where the reflections from the sailboats look like Christmas trees.
Oh,
Okay.
How
How festive.
you could picture it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
They say
and-
Merry Christmas down there.
yeah, and this is the upscale version. So I grew up on the Orlando Magic, going to
Shaq,
games.
Penny era.
Shaq and Penny era. I
Mhm.
went to
Horace
my
Grant.
Horace Grant.
Yep.
Yeah, went to my first game. D Scott.
What a
D-
team,
D3. Yeah, that was a golden era.
When I went to Disney World with my family, we went to a Magic game, and it's me, my half Asian brother, my Japanese mother, and my white dad. And they put the 3 Asian people on the Jumbotron.
Incredible.
Look at this family. And then my white dad just like jumps and he's like, yo, I'm a part of the Harris family.
That's my family too. Right. I made that.
Damn. Shout out Orlando, man.
Yeah,
How inclusive.
Yes.
So you have a little penny.
So I have a little penny vintage tea that I think has been like, you guys tell me.
It's
like,
nice
I
and
think
fresh.
it's been-
So it says knee high, living large.
Right.
Lil
So,
Penny.
You guys remember Lil
course,
Penny?
Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Right, of course. Chris Rock, Tyra Banks. These are classic commercials.
Iconic.
I mean, and making Penny Hardaway a pop culture figure via
from Orlando
via an alter ego is so incredible.
Marionette.
And in retrospect, because like he's so low key as a guy, right? He was an incredible player. Like nobody really
One of the
played
best, like
him.
what could have been guys, with
Yes.
like along with Grant Hill.
Yes,
But
crazy.
also an
Yes.
Orlando
A,
Magic guy.
suits, B, swizzle eye. The swizzle eye was next level.
Yes,
When he retired and got older.
I mean, he was my guy, right? He was my first favorite
Awesome.
athlete.
And a guy that a lot of dudes now play like. I feel like he was like ahead of his time.
Yes.
Did you have
Yes.
air pennies as a kid?
I had
Or
the pennies,
phones?
but I never had the doll. I never had the little penny doll, which they sold at the game, but it was like $85 or something
Yeah, that's-
crazy, you know?
Mom, buy me a doll at the Magic game.
Fellas, it's gay to wear colors, but give me the little penny doll.
You wanted a
Exactly.
doll.
I just want, wanted
yeah.
the little penny action figure.
I mean, he was awesome.
He was awesome. So yeah, so I like one day I finally was like, all right, I'm gonna go on Etsy
Buy this $300
Grail,
t-shirt.
and I'm just gonna buy all of the Penny Hardaway merch, and there's almost none.
How much were you able to
There's
acquire?
Almost none. I got like a sort of new like fake, pen and pixel style, like
Okay,
Mitchell
yeah.
and Ness.
Yeah.
Like a bootleg.
Yeah, which they put out probably like 5 years ago or
Yeah.
something. This is like seems to be like a vintage tee that's been updated and refurbished in some way.
With
I
like
see.
the re-embroidered.
Yeah, with a
Nike.
re-embroidery. So I got that one, and then I have like an actual my favorite Magic shirt is blue, but it's fire because I still wear it.
Okay.
It's bright blue, but it's Orlando Magic Looney Tunes.
Oh, nice.
Like
Oh, hell
mural,
yeah,
like
dude.
mural.
Fits
Yeah.
That was the
going
era
loony.
for sure.
Yeah.
Fit's going loony.
Yeah.
And
What
a
about-
cap?
Well, and also the jacket, right?
Oh, so I was wearing some
fleece.
like some terry cloth black sweater. It's Our Legacy.
Ooh, Lagace in the
See,
building.
Does it have a like a deboss on the back, like no service?
No,
Is it
I
that
don't
era
think
or
so.
it's just
You tell me.
yeah? No, this is fire.
James is our legacy historian. Yeah.
Again, like and this stuff doesn't really mean anything to me.
Where'd you acquire that?
clear,
Where'd you get
but
that?
I don't give a fuck.
Once a year, usually like coming into fall, new school season,
Yeah, back to school shopping.
I'll do some Essence shopping.
Ooh,
every
crayons.
Yeah.
now and then.
You're gonna hit the sale.
You guys need to explain this to me. I just ordered a bunch of stuff I wanted to try for my wedding from Essence, and shoes, some shirts for the after party, whatever. Just like a box of stuff.
Yeah.
And they tried to get me to pay $600 for it.
Oh,
from
duties.
custom
Yeah.
duties at the post office.
That's not great.
What was
I said
the
no, thank
material?
you.
Was there like mother of pearl buttons?
Yeah.
Is that the
that
thing?
might be what gets you. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
All
It's
right,
like
yeah.
super specific to like the raw materials on that.
Do I
And
go
it's
Usually,
back?
it's mother of pearl is the one that always gets you.
Do I go back and order everything separately, or do I go to like Mr. Porter and not worry about Canada?
Probably that.
probably the latter. To be
I'm saying
totally frank.
like respect to all of our friends at Essence, but like let's worry about less about online essays and more about
Yeah.
getting me the,
Yeah.
the clothes that I
Yeah.
ordered.
They need to do. How about they need to do a better job of lying on behalf of the customer.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
thought we were always right.
That's what
guys.
I'm saying.
Get those writers and make them fill out the customs form.
Yeah.
Get creative there.
Right.
That's where you flex your creative.
Come on,
muscles.
guys.
So
Yeah.
every now and then I'll do a big order.
Nice.
Just to try to refresh, but it's been a while. Like I haven't really gotten anything post pandemic.
Maybe when the book hits. You can, treat
Maybe when the
yourself.
book hits, I've been focused on trying to find wedding clothes. So that's taken up a lot of my capacity for shopping, which is already
super minimal.
extremely
Yeah,
low,
you're already on.
extremely
You're running on
low.
empty regardless.
Yes.
If you need any suggestions, hit the group chat. Black suits only.
There we go.
And maybe we'll make an exception or two.
I will say, yeah, my girlfriend Carrie has
Your fiance.
my fiance. I don't use that term. I think I'm going to keep saying girlfriend even.
Just
while
like
we're
when you're married.
yeah, it's cool. I
Yeah,
think
she's
it's
gonna
cool.
love that for sure.
No, I
dude.
think it's funny when it's wife now and girlfriend after we're married.
Okay,
so
all
I
right.
like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
I like to say
My main hoe.
wife now.
Yeah.
She has way better clothes than me, so anything a little bit flashy, like we share clothes, like
okay.
share her clothes. So like
Right.
whatever.
Is this her Legace sweater?
It's not. This one's mine. Although I think I'm moving her back in the all black direction.
Oh shit!
Where
you're taking her to the dark side.
No, I think she was there when we were young when we met. But she has an eye for loud patterns.
Yeah. Okay. Does she work in fashion?
No, she's a writer also.
Got it.
But she just interviewed Eileen Fisher for the
Ooh,
New Yorker,
the
New Yorker
queen.
website, which was a interesting conversation.
And then the hat. We got to talk about the merch.
All right, so the merch.
Fresh
Speaking
off
of
the batch.
Florida micro merch, I in the Tampa airport on the way home, some hats caught my eye and had to buy a Tampa, Florida.
This is a Velcro strap with a denim brim.
Yeah, with a like denim. What do you call this? Like a
It's like a micro.
Yeah, it's like a micro suede kind of, but it looks like you got your jeans at the hat store.
Yeah, with with a really bad
it's just like
screen print.
Yeah,
but a great logo.
Heat transfer. Yeah.
Did you go to a natural disaster area to like?
We did Habitat for Humanity on Sunday morning. We rebuilt. Yeah, it was economic.
There's
recovery.
some guy like popped up on TikTok and he's like, yeah, I like to take vacations to places that were recently had terrorist attacks.
Oh wow.
Because like all the hotels are like mad cheap.
Yeah.
Like,
and what are the odds of lightning striking?
Exactly. It's the safest place to be.
Yeah.
Why aren't you in fucking Belarus?
But the brand of hat, also never seen this before.
What is it?
Lucky 7
I mean,
USA.
that's not even a real.
It's not a brand, but I think that we should use this moving forward.
Okay.
Those blanks?
Merch.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a nice blank.
Well,
and even at the airport, this hat was like $14, which is like, you ever heard a price like that?
That's like $2 in the real world.
Yeah, that's airport prices.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like you go.
No, but normally
$25 M&Ms.
A good hat would be like $55.
Right,
Yeah,
but who wants a good hat?
Like
especially if it says Tampa, Florida.
Right.
All the NYPD merch at the New LaGuardia is just fucking booming in pricing.
Yeah, it's essence prices.
Mother of pearl prices. What are the panties? Are they all black?
They're black. They have a gray. They have
Hanes.
just some Hanes boxer
Okay.
briefs. They have a gray strap.
A band, great band.
Band.
Yeah.
There we go.
Joe Coscarelli.
Fit check complete.
Fit check complete.
Sipping
You're
on-
sipping on a Topo Chico with a
Hint of lime.
Hint of lime.
How is that? Is that hitting?
It's
You said
really,
dealer's
it's
choice.
Really
I just
hitting. No,
grabbed
I
the-
think you went upscale. I was expecting.
my pleasure,
I was
dude.
expecting like a Schweppes can with a little dust on the top.
No.
It's a little rat turd.
You know where we're at. The bodega is pretty fucking nice
All
over
right.
here. bro.
Okay.
Let's be real.
On Driggs.
Yeah. Well,
we don't talk
hey,
about.
hey.
The fans
You
are gonna
said
pop
too
up. All right,
much,
we'll cut
Joe.
it. We'll cut it.
Joe Coscarelli. Everyone knows you from Diary of a Song, from your Britney Spears coverage, from your rap coverage in the New York Times. You have a book coming out. It came out yesterday.
Ooh,
Rap
congrats.
Capital. I'm the author of Fab Capital myself. Sell this book. What is Rap Capital about?
Rap Capital is about the most important music scene in the world, modern Atlanta rap.
Black
right?
Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, so it's not like a historical retrospective encyclopedia of all the Atlanta rap that's come before, but it's like a zoomed in, character based portrait of the modern trap scene, really. You know, the sort of the legacy of, Outkast, Jeezy, Gucci, 2 Chainz, like the world that those guys built. These are like the kids trying to make it now. So the idea was basically like I wanted to do it Hoop Dream style, like follow people as the streaming era was taking off. And see if they made it, right? And it didn't matter to me really if they were going to become famous, but I just wanted to be there, like for the journey.
Right. One of them became pretty famous.
One of them
Yeah,
became
by the
pretty
way,
famous.
spoiler
Like,
alert.
honestly, like I feel like I made a pretty good bet, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Should we say who we're talking about?
so one of the main characters of the book is Lil Baby.
Ever heard of him?
Who also just put out an album. Thank you to Baby and QC for lining up our releases, which was totally a coincidence.
Yeah, they're just piggybacking off of Rap Capital.
exactly.
When we get to some of those Coscarelli fumes.
Exactly. Total coincidence.
Fucking dick riders, dude.
The baby meat riding is crazy.
I love it.
Big pedal pause.
But yeah, so a lot of the ideas of from that are in the book came out of reporting I did at the Times.
Yes.
And I went down in the fall of 2017 to report a piece on the label, Quality Control. They had success with Migos and Lil Yachty. And it was sort of like, all right, what are they going to do now? Like, is this like a flash in the pan thing, or are they like really like a talent incubator, right? In the South, are they building on the backs of, So Def, or even like a Cash Money in New Orleans, or No Limit, which I think is a big reference point for them. And spent a couple days with all of them, Coach K, another character in the book, Pierre Thomas, his partner, founded this label together. And they were like, this is our next guy. This is Lil Baby. Like, this is our next guy. And I sat around.
Familiar already with like his music?
Yeah. So My Dog was just starting to blow up. I think he had put out maybe like 2 tapes at that point. And I liked My Dog. I thought it was like catchy. But I didn't know if there was more there, right? Like people say this in the book, but like there's no shortage of like Atlanta guys who have like one big song, right?
Sure.
And then you never hear them again, which goes for everywhere. But like Atlanta's really good at it.
Yeah.
So I was curious. Like I didn't have any preconceived notions about him really. Well, I was sitting around and they were picking the track list like for what was going to be his next tape. And they started playing stuff and I was just like, whoa, like he's getting really good, right?
Like you saw the
he was taking
flows and sounds.
And he was
bars.
taking really huge leaps. Like he'd gotten out of jail like a year earlier. He'd already put out two or three mixtapes. He'd never rapped before. And he was just picking it up really quickly. And I spent a lot of time with him, riding around the city. Him and P was driving, his executive, who was trying to tell him like, Baby's known as like a gambler and a hustler, like a weed dealer, and he was basically like, look, like you just got out of prison. You don't want to go back there. There's safer money in music. Like, just trust me. And Baby just really like wasn't buying it. Because we had this real breakthrough moment.
He was making too much money.
He was making too much money. Right. So there's a scene in the book and it's in an abbreviated version of it is in the piece I ended up writing about QC for the Times, but we're sitting in the parking lot of Magic City strip club, getting ready to get lunch, right? It was like, it was the afternoon. We were just gonna go in and get some wings or some seafood. And I'm in the back seat and baby's in the passenger side and P is in the front. And Baby has on this yellow hoodie and it's just like bulging with cash. I have photos of this. And P grabbed the stack of cash, right? And he was like, "This is why it's so hard for me to get him to focus. Right. Like this is like what he's making every day." Right. And I was like, like, is this working? Like, do you believe him? And he was like, I like 15% see what he means. And then he just started like monologuing, like, James, you've at least read the book, which I appreciate.
Front to back.
And I basically transcribed the whole conversation and he's basically thinking through it in real time, like what it means to try to have the patience to not go back to the hood and sell drugs with his friends, essentially.
And never go back to jail again.
Yeah, and try to not go back to jail again, even though at the time he was still making more money in the street than he was from his music. But he was just so thoughtful, so interesting. So charismatic. Yeah, so between the development in the music and just seeing how he thought and what kind of guy he was and like the respect he commanded, like just walking around like already, even though he wasn't quite famous yet. I was like, all right, like this is a character who you could put a book on. And then whatever, I met his mom and that's like a whole other thing, his friends, his family, and this whole scene. So he's at the center of it, but he's like far from the only character.
Right. Well, the other two main characters are Marlo and Lil Reek, who all have different fates and journeys, and Lil Baby, all taking place on these journeys within like the greater context of the modern day Atlanta.
Yes.
That are also full of these like characters that you'll never hear of that, play the background, like Jimmy.
Yeah. So
Big Gooch or whatever. What's his name? Like,
King Gooch. Yeah. Shout out to Gooch. Like I really wanted to paint a picture of how this scene actually functions. Right?
It seems like a high school almost.
Yeah. Well, they all went to high school together. They all grew up in the same neighborhoods. Like their dads knew each other.
Right.
Like Coach K literally went to college, a tiny HBCU with Lil Yachty's mom, and then knew Lil Yachty's dad because he was photographing rappers at the time. Like,
what do you think of Bring the Walk to Poland?
Oh, we brought the walk to Tampa. I mean, like honestly, I listened to that song on repeat on the way here. It's only a minute. I listened to it, I think probably 20 times on the G train.
Is Yachty back off the snippet?
as I said, thank you to QC for lining up with the release of the book because like Yachty's back. Yachty is back.
And Yachty has like Yachty has like a chapter or like a significant portion dedicated to him and kind of like how he's and then how he came back with like City Girls.
Exactly. And Yachty's path has been so interesting. You know, there were so many. QC ends up being the sort of the main players in the book because it's the hub of the scene around this time, right? Tissue. You could have someone should go write a book about YSL and whatever is happening there. Free bands, future, like that's amazing. But those guys, to me, like they're in the book, but it's not about them because they're like the Thug and Future to me, like that's Prince. You know what I mean? Like Prince isn't there to like sit down and talk to you. You just watch from afar, and their influence like seeps into everything. So they loom over the book, but QC is more welcoming, more familial. I have better relationships with them, and I think they were representative of something, right? They were just churning out all of these artists using a similar playbook. But beyond that, like you said, I wanted to get at like the actual people who make this shit tick behind the scenes, right? And that's like these random connectors, that's drug dealers, that's lawyers. You know, there's two different lawyers.
Whole ecosystem,
it's $1 billion lawyer,
exactly, the $1 billion lawyer, and then on the Drew Finling, and then on the flip side, you know, you have this guy Jacoby Hudson, who I write about a lot in the book, who grew up in Bowen Homes in the projects with Shawty Lowe,
and was a prosecutor
with
first.
Marlo, and was a gang prosecutor, and then became a defense attorney. Largely because of rap, right?
Came back to the good side. Yeah.
So it's all this, like all these interconnected economies, all these interconnected social spheres, families, whatever. And to me, that's a music scene.
When you get to kind of talking about QC's initial success, it's obviously tied at the hip with Migos. How many times did you watch the Fashion Bros episode with Migos when you're writing their portion of the book?
Not enough. Are you gonna quote it for me?
Well, I will say this. They, on that episode and in your book, they talked about dabbing as another, it was just a synonym for swag. It wasn't the fucking,
yes.
So it was the pre-drip term. That
exactly. The question of whether Migos invented the dab, like we need a book length investigation into that.
Goddamn
because
tome.
I think technically Skippa the Flippa, who was like a Migos associate at the time, I think he does dab in one of those videos.
As the actual dance, like
yes,
move.
Okay.
But he wasn't calling it the dab, right? Like something got lost in translation.
The move that Migos was doing, and I think it was Quavo, because he was sitting next to me. He was doing like putting one eye to his other like eye socket, and I think this is like. You can go from here to this pretty quickly.
Thing versus
but it's like
the sneeze in the elbow.
He's pointing at his opposite eye. Goes, put some dab on it.
Right. So white people ruined it, is what you're saying.
Like everything else.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton, I think, was notable dabber.
That was the final dab.
The last dab in existence.
Pokemon go to the polls and dab on the Republican Party.
That was the last dab. I will say
the last dab, the true last dab.
The real Migos clip with the most replay value. Sorry to
no, it's okay. We understand.
Yeah.
What is
it? You've seen it all.
I mean, it's the red carpet DJ.
Bad and Bougie.
Left off Bad and Bougie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously, the GIF lives on forever.
All the GIFs
with our boy Yash, who was their publicist at the time. You see him like his eyes get wide.
Chops in the background.
Yeah.
Do you and Lil Baby still text?
I haven't talked to Baby in a minute. I'm
Did
actually
you get too big? Did you cross up the stratosphere?
So the cool thing is like Baby is like, he's so smart, he's so observant, he's so sensitive. Like he always remembers that I'm the guy who like interviewed him first, basically.
Sure.
He that put him in the New York Times like before he was anybody. And he always is like, you were there, you told me, like
here's
you called it, like whatever. No, but like the
here's some walk around money.
I think I will, maybe by the time this comes out, I'll have a piece out for the Times, which is like an adaptation from the book, maybe with some new Lil Baby in it.
You're gonna get a 4PF chain.
I should.
You really earned it.
Wait, they sold it on Walmart.com for a minute, the knockoffs, and by the time I went to order it, they had already gotten removed.
They got C&D'd.
I'm still kicking myself. You think Grailed has 4PF Walmart chains?
Probably, dude.
I want the knock. I don't even want a real one. I want the
4PF
knockoff
chain has become like a meme. Like you'll see a meme on Hoodville where it's like guys just buy fake ones and go to Magic City
and they get mad pussy.
They're trying to at least.
Of course. The best thing about the rappers in the book, and the executives and the friends and whatever is like, I'd say all of them would know me if they saw me.
Would they know your name?
I was gonna say most of them just call me New York Times. So it's like, oh, New York Times is here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
I don't know, James, if you had the similar experience, but like my whole thing with rappers, like they remember you, but it's the name that will always elude them.
I mean, imagine
you're the guy. From
Def Jam Instagram. What
exactly.
up,
Def Jam, Grailed, New York Times.
I mean, just imagine how many people.
Yeah.
Fashion Bros.
Yeah.
Good.
That was nice.
That's close.
Yeah.
That's close.
That's the closest anyone's got, to be real.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think Coscarelli means anything to them, but I think like
wait till this book drops and your name go ring out.
Exactly.
Have you gotten any feedback from QC about the book? Has anyone checked it out? Or
did they have to vet it?
No, no vetting. This is real journalism.
But that you weren't like dry snitching?
No vetting.
This is real journalism.
Were you concerned about maybe accidentally dry snitching?
No, I saw what I saw. I reported things accurately. Anything that's in the book is public record of some sort, right?
Okay.
Either people knew that I was there and a reporter, it was fact checked.
But have P and Coach like given it?
They have it. I don't look. Would you read a 400-page book about your life if you were a millionaire?
If I was concerned
Very
about
specific question, no, I would not.
Right? Like,
honestly, if I was concerned about like maybe how I like secured some funding or whatever, like I don't know.
Look, but that's all public. Like I think that's all out there in the public record. Like I
just compiled it.
I just compiled it. I saw some things maybe that other people haven't seen. Like I was behind the scenes for stuff. And I think there's some stuff in the book that would surprise your average reader, but to them, I just think like there's not much. Yeah, like they
lived it. So what's the point? They lived it.
What's the point? Drew Finling, the lawyer we mentioned, I think he got his copy recently. I haven't talked to him yet, but he left me a message.
Nice.
I think. Cool. I think he did. Someone told me it's called the Washington read, which is finding your name in the index and then jumping right to your parts.
But he's in a lot. He's like a whole chapter.
Yeah. So he called me and he was like a whole chapter. Like I'm like, I already wrote
a nice Jewish boy from Brooklyn.
I already wrote a piece about you in the New York Times. Like
sure.
we're
the headline was # $billion lawyer.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so if you haven't talked to Baby recently, is he the most famous rapper in your phone, or is there someone that would usurp that?
Ooh, good question. No, I think he's the most famous rapper on my phone. And the best story about that is I was interviewing one of Baby's friends like at the QC studio. I hadn't seen him in a while. We were in the studio and then they just all pulled up in the parking lot as I was leaving. And I said, well, what's up? Just checked in about his career or whatever. And I'd really been trying to get a hold of his mom because I had seen her in like a little YouTube short they made. And I knew I wanted to talk to her for the book. And I've been trying to track her down like through official channels and just couldn't get to her. And I ran to Baby and I was like, hey man, like I know they told you, like I've been trying to get a hold of your mom. Can you just give me her number? And I handed him my phone and he put the number in. And then, the next morning I texted, Mrs. Jones, like,
Mrs. Baby.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I really, really love
the mother of little Baby.
Yeah.
And
mommy.
Like, and I'm so nervous, right? And like an hour goes by, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm like, oh man, like I really thought I was going to have her on this trip to Atlanta. But no luck. And then maybe like, 9, 10 PM that night, I get a text back and it's like, no, this is Baby. Like, I'll give you her number now. Like he had put his number into my phone instead of his mom. So I was like, okay, like this guy is like comfortable with me. Sure, you know what I mean? I'm sure he's changed
You're just on a 12-hour delay. That's all.
Exactly. I'm sure he's changed his phone number 30 times since then. Right.
But at one Baby point, knew 19.
Yeah, exactly. At one point, his number was in there and he did it himself.
Nice.
So.
What a guy.
There's a passage in this book that really rang true in my limited time working music. And it's about how boring it is to hang out with rappers in general.
Yep.
Like they're either in their city where they're kind of like need to remain somewhat secure in their own place they know, isolated, or they're in a city that they don't know the city.
Yep.
And it's either like hotel room or studio or mall.
Yep.
And like their screen time is probably, 25 hours a day.
Yeah, look, it's just like being a rapper is just scrolling Instagram.
Yeah.
Like the same way as being a journalist is just scrolling Instagram.
Right.
Like
scrolling Twitter if you're a journalist.
In a lot of ways we have the same job.
Yeah. So it's very relatable.
Who's the favorite artist to chill with in your opinion?
Ooh, favorite artist to chill with. I mean, I spent a lot of time with Marlo. He's a QC artist that came up with Baby. who, you know, never really made it as a rapper, like was less
the other side of that
famous.
coin, really.
The other
right?
side of that coin. And that's why he was like a good foil. But when I would go to Atlanta, you know, I would try to spend as much time with him as possible and could really just roll around with him. And he was, you know, pretty much alone at those times. And we would just drive, you know what I mean? We would just drive, like keep busy.
Right.
And that's like, I feel like that's the best way to get to know someone, right? Is in like
sitting shoddy and
in boring moments. And you're just like, you know, he's making phone calls, stopping at the mall, he's getting his haircut. Like those days were always like, I look back on those really fondly because I feel like, you know, you see a person instead of like an artist or
right. The real person that's there.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, I mean, rappers to chill with, like we went,
musical artists.
Yeah, like Greg Street, the Atlanta DJ, radio DJ, took me to see Big Boy. Just randomly, he was just like, "Oh, you're working on this book? Like, we gotta go talk to Big Boy." It didn't even make
former fellow guest of the pod.
Yeah, amazing. Friend of the pod. It didn't even make the book because it just like didn't really fit the story. But he was just like, "Oh, we're just gonna pull up at Stankonia
at the Owl store."
Yeah,
yeah. And they were and he was showing me like the masters, the literal like tape.
You must do this. Do this.
Oh,
for
he does the same tour.
Yeah.
He goes, all right,
it's actually
all right. It's not special anymore. Never mind. I don't.
Did he like sell you the tale where it's like the label thinks they have the masters, but I have the masters? It's like it's got to be a shtick. Right?
All right, it's a shtick. All right, never mind. I didn't like.
But
hanging
by
with Big Boy.
the way, it's still fucking sick.
Yeah, it's
you know.
Sick.
But
where he's like, yeah, like we lay there, we like slept there and recorded Stankonia.
Yeah,
like it's nuts.
Yeah.
Was there ever a situation where you might have felt like your life was in danger?
No.
You talk about like Georgia has a lot of firearms.
There's a lot of guns. There's a lot of guns in Georgia.
The last time I was in Atlanta on some rapper shit, it was with Trouble, RIP, and we were in his neighborhood, and I've seen like guns that I'd only seen in like Iraq videos.
Yeah.
But you never felt like you were in a precarious situation?
You know, driving on the highway in the middle of the night at like in the back seat at like 120 with like
120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
With like an 18-year-old at the wheel.
Yeah. Like it's not the safest I've ever felt, but I'm also like, look, he knows how to drive. Like, I've seen it. Dudes in Atlanta love driving fast. Like,
and with no seatbelt.
Often with no seatbelt. I wore my seatbelt a lot.
I'm sure you were like buckled in extra tight. Yeah.
Two seatbelts.
Yeah. In the middle, crossed over.
But no, everything was casual, you know, like there were. That's another thing I sort of wanted to get at in the book is like it's this flashy, dangerous world. And like, it is that, but like also it's mundane, right?
Yeah.
Like that's getting back to your point about it being boring. Like, you know, I'm at a house party, there's guns everywhere, but it's just a house party, you know, it's like, it's
like the guys and girls weren't even talking to each other.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a high school party.
Yeah,
It really was.
Just with AKs.
There's a scene and whatever, like, Black people, white people, like people in the South, they fucking love guns.
Yeah,
like,
they do.
Americans fucking love guns.
There are a few moments where like it was a bit testy, or you know, the territorial battles were happening. Like, but were you there for those, or were you were getting this from afar from your sources?
I think both. You know, I was like, there's a moment at the end of the book that I won't totally spoil, but there's like there was a memorial service, and there was like a threat, and a lot of guns came out, and people scattered or whatever. And, you know, I like ducked behind a brick wall. Like that was like the closest I got to like being active.
Right. But I guess you're a Florida boy, so it's.
Yeah, whatever. I've seen some guns.
I mean, when you did recently tell us that in your estimation, you were saying this was after like the YSL stuff and then Lil Key, that you were saying it was hotter in the streets in Atlanta right now than Chicago. Was that a bit hyperbole? Is that still the case? Like,
I don't know that I could do the math, like of putting them against each other, but like it's a dangerous time, like post pandemic, like we've seen this,
everyone's
like,
back outside,
people back outside,
heated.
People struggling, mental health iffy, like,
absolutely.
You know, I think overall, obviously in these big cities, like crime is still down, right, over the decades or whatever, but like in these little pockets,
we're not trying to be on our Fox News shit, by the way.
No. It's like
this is the thing that's happening.
Yeah, there's a swirl of stuff. I mean, we see it in the news, right? Every week or two, like a rapper of some renown is being killed, and a lot of that is locally, like you know, think of like a Young Dolph or whatever.
For sure.
I just think he coined $1 billion lawyer, by the way.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Yeah, Dolph.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Dolph, R.I.P. Trouble, like you said, like, you know, so I just think it's like, it's a tough time. And
There's also so much money now in like another kind of theme of the book is that like finally Atlanta trap has broken through to the mainstream.
Yeah.
And finally people are like recognizing the art form and paying it accordingly.
yeah,
Putting the
There's so
capital in rap capital.
yes.
There's so much money swirling around
Yes.
in these like various economies that you're talking about. So it's like,
Yeah, it's a powder keg. It's like a
Yeah.
crabs in a barrel situation. You know, there's a lot of complicating factors. But I think, yeah, and look, and the music, like as we've seen, like drill, sort of like combine and take over the sort of mantle from trap as being like the default mode of
Yeah.
rap music. Like it's beef music,
Right.
you know what I mean? And like that's
It's even more hyper violent. Let's be real. It's
yeah,
war
like
tunes. Yeah.
so there's a lot of there's a lot of tension, I think, in the air on the streets
And
and
just in the
and,
art
in the
form.
music
Yeah.
and in the country, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a reflection of
That's
these
true.
environments and these times.
did you spend any time in Atlanta during like the Big Meech BMF era?
Very little. So I had family there. I was in high school in Florida. I had some family there, but I didn't see it firsthand.
Okay.
But talking to everyone, it's funny. Like there's a little bit of this in the book, and there's a great BMF book. If anyone wants to dive into that subject alone, but like
And there's like
people
a fire
really-
like hour documentary on.
yeah,
YouTube.
true. But people really do talk about it like Woodstock or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
Had
it's
to be
really,
in there, man.
Yeah. It's really the glory.
Well, it
days.
started it
Like,
all, right?
It started it all, like this idea, this combination of like the gritty street shit and the high lux stuff. Like they were doing both, and it just seems like also they were doing so much ecstasy. So everyone's memories of this time are just like,
Yeah.
it was
Rose-colored
the best time
lenses, yeah.
ever.
Everyone's just making out.
Yeah, 'cause- cuddle puddle, yeah,
Yeah.
beach cuddle puddle.
Oh,
Because
man.
everyone ever like that, the drug of choice of these days, I think, for the revelers, was X. So I think that really colors everything. But no, it's like
Much
They're
cooler, much
constantly-
more fun than opiates.
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's another thing. Like it's depressing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the opiate shit. The fact that that's the go-to drug for musicians now, it's like, you know, you hear that.
That's also
in the
emblematic of
music.
the country,
Oh,
right?
it's the
these
country.
are, you know,
yeah,
it's-
exactly.
Well, it's the go-to drug
It's macro
after
trends.
the drug that isn't a drug, which is weed.
Right.
And like
Right.
another constant in the book is just like rolling up blunts.
Oh
smoking
yeah,
blunts.
no, constant weed.
Who smokes the most weed in Atlanta?
in your estimation.
I mean, I think like Two Chainz has like
Yeah.
the reputation of really being a big
Kitty
smoker.
boy.
I mean, Baby is a huge smoker. You've seen, you know, the clip of him on Instagram Live that's been memed of. It looks like he's like has incense or something, but it's really it's really just like
a
the
gorilla
fat.
dick.
It looks like it looks like it's Palo Santo or something. But it's really just like the biggest blunt of all time. I mean, he smokes a lot. And like and big fat, you know,
Yeah.
Huge.
baby arm blunts.
Puts the baby in baby arm blunts. Were you allowed to smoke weed with while you're
What's
down
your
there
policy?
while reporting?
I try not to partake when
The
I'm
contact high though. It's gotta
yeah,
happen
unless
regardless.
you know
You go back
fucking-
over your notes, you're like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Zooted in the wraith.
like
I'm seeing stars.
I would never smoke on New York Times assignment.
Okay.
On my
Joe Coscarelli
on my
though.
own
Yeah.
time, like
On
there
Joe
are
time.
times where it's like less disruptive to just like
To
take
actually
a hit
smoke,
than
yeah.
to not.
Right,
you know
because
what I mean?
right, you're already New York Times narky
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
Yo,
Like,
like wearing a wire?
yeah.
Like
Yeah, I just like so like I'm not gonna say I've never hit a blunt out of
Right.
politeness.
Don't lie to the people.
Out of politeness,
Yeah.
but
Decorum.
not
Decorum,
yeah,
of
exactly.
course.
Yeah, you know you follow your host's lead,
Of
Yeah,
course, yeah.
as much as you can. But also they know what the rules are, right? All right. So the best ethical thing that I had in reporting the book was actually the same day that Baby gave his Magic City monologue to me. We went in, we hung out at the bar, we had some wings, we had a beer. And I was like, I want a hoodie, right? I want a Magic City hoodie.
Of course, the
And,
merch.
and they were like, oh, we all want hoodies, right? So Baby, P,
Fire.
Coach, Collision was there, another QC artist. Like everybody got hoodies.
you guys just matching.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they
Boy
wore
band.
they at least one of them wore it for the photo shoot in the New York Times. So this is some behind the scenes dirt. But as we were leaving, so P was just like, all right, I got it. Like everybody's beers, everybody's hoodies, whatever. And as
Ooh,
we were
but-
leaving, I'm like, all right. P, I need to pay you back
Right.
for the hoodie. Like it's New York Times
I legally
policy.
can't accept a gift.
Yeah, I can't accept a gift from a subject. Like I'm going to pay you for my Budweiser and my Magic
What's your
Dozen
Venmo?
wings. and so I'm like, take out like $45 and I try to hand it to P, who's this,
Who hasn't seen a $5
turn-
Yeah, right.
turn- and
He's like,
he
the
literally
denomination's this small?
he
What?
literally looked at me like I was disgusting. He was like, and he
Fly
goes,
pauper.
and he goes, baby, you see what he's trying to do? He's trying to give me $50. So like he was just like, no, and I'm like, look, I don't care if you throw it on the
Right.
ground, but like I have
Blow
to
your nose
I have
with
to
it.
give it to you.
Wipe
and
your
he's
ass
just,
with it.
He's just looking at me like I'm trying to hand him like a dirty diaper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're like gum on his shoe.
Yeah, it's fine.
Did he take it?
Yeah, he took it because I wouldn't take no for an answer, but he really didn't want. He thought it was so funny that I was trying to give him.
Well, I mean, is it insulting that like as your host?
Yeah.
Yeah, Southern
and as a big
hospitality.
ball- and as a
sure.
baller,
Southern
yeah, you don't take
hospitality.
50
But more,
bucks.
it's just like, yeah, like whatever. If I'm going to get him back, I'm going to get him back at a higher level.
Right.
No, totally.
He doesn't want my change.
Did you ever make it rain in the club? Because like you spent a significant amount of time there, both reporting, and we'll get to your bachelor party. But while reporting, did you ever make it like? Did Baby ever hand you $1,000 of his
No,
dollars?
I've never made it rain. I think like making it rain is a little bit passe. Right?
Oh, really?
I
It
think
doesn't
it's like
happen
a
anymore?
little bit. I think it still happens, especially like for the performance of it. But it's just it's not my style.
But you got to be throwing like 10 racks minimum. at a
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
At least.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a quote in the book from the second generation proprietor of Magic City, Lil Magic, and he was basically like, none of these guys are making it rain.
They're not doing it like Big
not
Meech
like
did.
not
Yeah.
like the BMF era.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's one of these things where we need a new thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
We need a new strip club dab.
It's like, yo, here, I just
A new signature move.
I just digitally transferred one Bitcoin.
yeah,
to
we're
you.
gonna Cash App. Like, how do we make Cash App in the club cool? We need to figure it out.
Throwing USB wallets around and shit.
Or maybe if they have like,
Cold wallets.
maybe if the girls have like their QR, like
Oh, yeah.
some-
Let me scan that.
QR tattoo, like in a
Ooh.
suggestive
Damn,
place.
dude, don't
I
give away
know.
all these free ideas, dude.
Here's my Cash App. It's on my ass.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What about so you're just on your bachelor party? Like, did you impress your homies with your gentleman's club expertise?
Yeah.
I've definitely been to more strip clubs than most people.
Period.
Big fucking flex.
I think from the combination of reporting and
loving strip clubs.
business and pleasure.
and being from the South and having driven through the South a lot,
Right.
me and my friends taking a lot of road trips all around Florida, all through the American South. And what else are you going to do in
Right.
like, bumfuck Louisiana, but like, check it out. So, I know my way around a club.
You ain't a rookie.
I ain't a rookie.
What are some like expert tips?
Expert tips? I mean, it's amazing how far speaking to a woman like she's a human being will
no,
take
yeah.
you. Like,
Spoiler
like
alert.
Just in the strip club or in real life too?
yeah, I haven't tried it in real life, but
Yeah.
no, I mean,
Ask her about herself.
like also being a journalist, being
Right.
a reporter is about trying to have a natural rapport in unnatural situations.
Right.
And like what is more unnatural than like, a woman pretending to like you.
Yeah, right. For monetary gain.
So I think curiosity goes a long way. Politeness.
Fellas, when you're in the strip club, be inquisitive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, is your QR
be
code
intrepid,
tattooed on-
people.
Yeah, where do I find your QR code? The one story I'll give you from Tampa, and this is not the first time it's happened to me, is a young woman said, "Are you Jewish?" And I said, "Why do you think I'm Jewish?"
Where's this going?
And she said, "Because you answer every question with another question." And then
It's not because she could feel the lack of foreskin. Or,
right. I was like, yes, I have.
Or 'cause she just
I have a
watched Kanye
huge
on Tucker
nose,
Carlson.
but I'm Italian. Like whatever. And then separately, she was like, "You like John Mulaney?"
What,
Damn, dude.
He was just here.
Yeah, right.
doing a whole eight ball.
Honestly, could have been that.
He was my best customer.
Yeah, she was like, I know him. No, those were that.
How were the Tampa strip clubs? Up to the Atlanta bar? I mean, it's a high bar.
But it's a very different thing. Like
Yeah.
Atlanta strip clubs are, they vary wildly. There's a lot of options. And I'm a bit Goldilocks when it comes to this stuff. But I like something like super low key, like a bar.
Yeah.
Basically a divey spot. I prefer in general, popper chic,
Right,
as we say.
Yeah.
But the main Tampa strip club, like the most famous one, I think is called Mons Venus.
Okay.
And it really, I think it lives up to expectations. It's a fun and divey place. Although there's no liquor or beer, they only
Really?
sell
Wine?
Red Bull and water.
Interesting.
On some like weird Southern sin law stuff.
That's
Like
weird.
Is that because it's a full nude?
maybe. Yeah, look it up.
Okay.
I
cool.
think
Got it,
there's a strip
I'm
club in
familiar with the
Tampa.
rules.
There's a strip club in Tampa that speaking of like innovating past making it rain with COVID and with like the rise of Zoom, they made it so that you could tune in on a
Live
live
stream.
stream
Oh,
and
nice.
then make it rain from like their website.
Okay.
And there'd be
So
like,
like Twitch.
they're just
Yeah, I mean, I think that's- I
ATM
think
just
that's
like
what-
spitting out some singles.
I know that's like camming, right? Is that basically like
kinda.
camming?
But you
Or
would
like
see-
tipping on Twitch.
But yeah, right.
No, but you would see physical dollar
with
bills
with
like
the
actually
dollars.
There's a guy with a money
Okay,
gun.
all right,
Yeah.
right.
Get out of frame.
Yeah, it's actually analog. It seems digital, but it's analog.
Yeah. Okay.
Joe, back to your time in Atlanta. How awkward was it being the one white guy in the room during most of your reporting?
Honestly, like
The
nobody
one
minds.
Jewish looking Italian guy.
Yeah, like nobody cares.
Everyone just thought you were like part
Are
of
they
the label
used
or
to it
something.
because the scene has been a fixation for music journalism for so long now?
I think that's right. And honestly, people like when I would be walking around the mall with like, teenagers that I was reporting on, like people would assume they would be like, oh, I know you. You're somebody's manager. Like, you're somebody's manager. Like there's
You're their
always,
Jewish manager.
Yeah. And I write about this.
You're the lawyer.
Yeah, I write about this in the book, but like all since the beginning of hip hop, there's been a white guy. You know what I mean? Like
There's been
either-
culture vultures.
Yeah, right. Like you're either a producer, you're a DJ, you're an A&R, you're a manager, you're what like it's normal. And
So it never harshed the vibe.
I don't. Not to me. Like I never.
I'm good.
I never.
That's called white privilege.
I never felt that way. Look, like to be serious for a second, like they just like people from another world. Like this is what reporting is, right? It's like going into a world that's not yours and trying to tell the most accurate version of it. And they appreciate when you're engaged and you care about what they're doing
And telling the story.
And I'm like, what you're doing is important. Like I'm going to tell people that who don't know who you are. Like
So
that's the
So they know
game.
you're a real fan first and foremost. It
Yeah,
wasn't
like I know what I don't know, but I also like I'm engaged with their work.
Yeah.
And I'm engaged with the art form,
Sure.
and like I know my shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like and you can pick that up pretty quickly. Right?
Oh, yeah,
If I was corny or annoying to be around or only there to like get stuff out of them, like pretty quickly they would have been like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you have any faux pas moments like that stuck out where you're like, all right, I'm not going to do that again?
Well, there's one in the book, but I'll spoil it here in case anyone got this far into your podcast.
We have
the book is also
98%
Relax,
completion
dude.
rate.
wow. The book is also long, so no. But I was
It's a page turner though. My screen time has plummeted. In the past week. I'm serious.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm only at 22 hours. Fucking serious.
I was getting out of a Sprinter van on a rainy day, and I stepped on Takeoff's foot with my
that's right.
dirty Timbs.
This is like what James did with Kanye, but I'll let you continue.
Oh, I want to hear that. And he was not.
It was a
happy.
minimal.
What
scuff,
were
though,
his
minimal
shoes?
scuff, though.
They were Pharrell Adidas.
Oh,
like
the
human made
Yeah,
shits.
exactly.
Well, honestly, you did him a fucking favor.
Look, I agree, but I was like, oh my God. And he was so mad. And then he very quickly realized that it was only a superficial.
Yeah.
But his knee jerk
wound.
reaction was like, I'm fucking pissed. dog.
Yeah, he was not pleased. I mean, look, I don't like when people step on my shoes either.
Right.
this is
Like,
and he did it in Tim's, bro. The
I
worst.
know,
This
I
is
know.
stomped his ass
muddy
out.
Tim.
Ooh.
In the quests.
It's not good. It was not good.
This was pre like Takeoff becoming like more of a Zen.
No, he was
Yeah.
pretty zenned out, but he
Okay.
snapped the fuck out of it when I stepped on his
Yeah.
foot.
Damn.
That'll fucking harsh anyone's vibe
Yeah,
for real.
it was not cool. I took the L on that one, but he forgave me, I think.
Speaking of faux pas, like, did you ever feel and I feel like I know the answer to this question, but did you ever feel any like imposter syndrome that you were on some like Vice ass like white guy exploiting black culture type shit throughout the whole process of writing this?
That's always in the back of my mind, right? Like you're always trying to not do
You're
that.
self-conscious of it.
Yeah, you're
regardless.
self-conscious about being the culture vulture.
Being the guy that accidentally got
Dry snitches?
fucking put Chief Keef shooting guns as like a
Yeah,
felon on
yeah,
YouTube.
That guy lived in my building for a while, by the way, which is
would-
hilarious.
Chief Keef?
No, I wish. No, what's his name? The guy who was the Vice guy.
That's different. Thomas Morton, I think,
Yes.
did the Atlanta series, which is like beyond. Like, there's some good stuff in there. It's like there's some good footage, some good journalism.
Didn't he get Migos in trouble
K.
because
Migo-
they had guns? in the, it was like a
yeah,
whole
like
thing
that was a
probation?
thing. The Chief
Yeah.
Keef thing was separate. That was
Yeah.
a pitchfork. That was a pitchfork
Okay,
thing.
yeah,
They
yeah,
took
but-
him to the shooting
But yeah,
range.
Thomas Morton fucking.
Like But like to me,
4
like
eyes.
quality is the best defense, right? Like I'm gonna take this shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take
control.
this shit seriously. I'm not gonna sensationalize where it's not warranted. Like I'm gonna let people speak for themselves.
Mhm.
Like the book is very quote heavy, like on purpose. Like I wanted to. It's more about them than it's about
Yeah.
me. There's almost no
Yeah.
first person. It's
Yeah.
not about.
It's not
It's not my
sensationalized
shit.
and
You know
you're
what I mean?
very-
It's not here. I am like
Right.
in the midst of this
In the
weird
I'm in the
shit.
middle of Magic City.
It's like,
eating
this is-
lemon pepper wings.
This is what I
Joe
saw.
Coscarelli
You know what
has
I mean?
a cold.
So so I just tried to play it as straight as possible because it is important,
Right.
but it's also worth telling how it really is. So I think like I
No, it
tried
comes
to
through in the book for sure.
I tried to be serious about it.
There's our one gotcha question.
Not and
You passed.
No, it's fine.
And not to,
I'm-
not
you
to
can
get
me.
you to talk shit, but like, what do you think about of that kind of journalism that was very prevalent?
Hood tourism shit.
Like, 5 years ago, even like that recently.
I
feel
think like it was an overcorrection to not covering this stuff at all.
Gotcha.
Right. And
Right.
then all of a sudden you're like, all right, how do we do this? It's not our world. Like you're doing this super immersive. You know, Vice obviously influenced a whole generation of that kind of thing. They weren't the first people to do that, but
fucking
they really
nerds.
took it to a new level. And I think it's leveled out, right? And it's leveled out, especially as we've seen music journalism and rap journalism specifically get more diverse. Like,
Mhm.
obviously should be that. You know,
yeah,
what I mean?
finally the Times allowed you and Caramonica to fucking run
Yeah,
free.
Finally. No, look,
My name is my name.
we are not the end all and the be all, and like there are many people like getting the chance.
You guys
to
have
do
certainly
this.
been the vanguard of like bringing like real rap reporting to the Times.
And that's what I wanted to do with the book is like
Yeah.
take whatever platform I have and elevate shit that actually matters and that's
Mm.
actually moving the needle. You know what I mean? Like I could if people are like, oh, only cover pop punk and indie rock, I'm like, well, then what? I'm going to be writing about the national. Like, that's not what's important in music, you know? Like,
I don't know. Danny Brown had a pretty good quote on Machine Gun Kelly on our last podcast.
I'm just like it's my job to cover what's happening and what's moving culture and what's moving music. And like, obviously that's black music.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And you
all
get-
I can
and-
do is do my best.
And you report the full tapestry, not just like, baby, then pull out this money and he's
yeah,
got this
it's
money.
not,
Then
it's trying to add some depth to the
Yeah.
to the portrayal.
But I want
that
to
we're
talk about
used
that
to.
money real quick. What was the
Talk about
shopping like when you were like embedded with these rappers?
I didn't shop with them really.
You didn't go to the mall where they
Yeah,
just like
Lenox
asked
Mall.
for two everything?
Go to the mall, but not like I never did like a buy out the store thing. I don't know. Honestly, when I was with Marlo, the main shopping trip that sticks out to me, we went to H&M and he bought a Velvet Underground t-shirt.
Was he
There
familiar
was-
with the Velvet Underground? It's like
I don't know. We didn't talk about it.
So you guys were like, oh yeah, we're rolling up to like Bowen Homes Day, at
Yep.
the big block party.
Yep.
So we're gonna hit the mall and get a fresh fit.
Yep.
And then some fans ran up on him in
Yep,
the H&M
it's true.
women's department. Like, what the
Yes,
fuck? Like, you weren't in the
yes.
Gucci store? Like,
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
It's true.
And you're like, he opted for a full H&M fit. I was
yeah,
like, the
Marlo
fuck?
is
Yeah.
a different pay grade, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, he had money too.
Yeah,
He
Louis
wasn't
and
like
shit,
he had
like-
money if he needed it, but he just sometimes you need H&M.
Yeah, sometimes you need some
know,
fast fashion for
yeah,
the block
like
party.
Nico fucking banana
Yeah,
tea.
exactly. Like I never did a real buy out the store thing. Although I guess I went to Kith with Yachty when Kith first opened.
Oh shit!
on
How was
Flatbush.
that?
Uh,
Oh, in Brooklyn.
yeah. Here,
Was that the first Kid store?
No.
he wanted to go.
Second one.
He wanted to go for the ice cream because
Okay.
he's
Oh, the treats, right?
Yeah,
He loves cereal.
Yeah,
he's
he-
a
he
teenager
eats like a
and
child.
he's a teenager and
Even
he only
as
eats
an adult.
Domino's
Yeah. Loves
and
pizza.
cereal. So we went there and I weirdly I remember him buying a lot of art books. Like
Really?
he bought
Like coffee table books?
Yeah, like coffee table books. In addition to like a bunch of shoes and stuff. But no, I'm maybe it's because maybe my aversion to shopping and fashion is,
yeah.
maybe I wear it, you know.
Like, I don't want to be seen with this guy in Gucci.
Yeah, exactly.
know?
They know not
We'll go to
to bring
H&M.
me. Yeah, they know not to bring me anywhere
Let's
nice.
go to the fan mail's brick and mortar.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe not balling at Lenox, but what about like Icebox or any jewel? Like, you see any big like jewelry purchases or anything?
I
like that?
didn't. I mean, John has a great Icebox
Yeah,
story.
awesome profile.
I love the YouTube channel.
They're the king. They're the
Uh,
jewelry kings of Atlanta.
Yeah,
clearly, right?
they really are. I think like I saw the Icebox dudes came to the Migos and Drake show, and we were all hanging out backstage, and they like brought a bunch of stuff for the guys like to check out,
Right.
which was sick. And then I got to like watch the show with them, and I was like, how much is Offset wearing right
Right,
now?
right.
And the guy's like, oh, I don't know, like $600K or like, just so
like their Power Ranger suits.
yeah, with the Power Ranger suits, and then just like piles and piles
Right.
of chains and rings and whatever. So I like hanging with the icebox guys. But yeah, the shopping has never been a big part. I mean, that's the other thing. Like you've seen this stuff, right? Like I wanted to get at stuff that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Like I there's not even really like a big strip club chapter because like people have written those over and over and over
Been there,
again.
done that.
Been
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
done that. Like shopping spree. Like all right, pull up YouTube. It's a better
Yeah.
a better
Watch
version.
sneaker shopping with Joe LaPuma.
It's a better version of that than I'm going to be able to do in this book.
Sure.
So I think I tried to stick more with stuff that you hadn't seen
Sure.
before.
Kind of as a postscript to the book, how did like all the YSL arrests, how have those reverberated with all your contacts and friends in Atlanta?
I mean, like I said, it's such a small world. So I think like people are really involved, right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't talk to Thug for the book, but Amina Diop, who was like a longtime manager of his, is in there. And going back over my notes from before this happened, like I think you read the galley, so you didn't even have the finished version. But literally the day before I went to the printer, I added
Oh, you're telling us about this.
a paragraph about the YSL indictment to the outro,
Right. Because
and-
it has to be.
yeah, and a quote from Amina that basically ends the book where she had called this, way back. Not that they were going to get arrested on gang charges, but that like you're never far enough out to really be out.
It's always that shadow that's looming over.
Exactly. If
the
this
successes.
is where you come from and this is where you've grown up and these are your friends
Part of your life.
and this is what your music is about. Exactly. Like and yeah, Baby would say similar stuff to me. Just basically like you like I'm always going to have the same friends and family. Like so they're always going to be going through something. Like I'm never going to be rich enough to fix everyone's life. So, and Lil Reek, another character in the book, he grew up around Cleveland Ave. Like he was sort of in the shadow of Thug and YSL.
Yeah.
There's this, a part in the book where like we were driving around and like one of Thug's kids like needed a ride. So he was just like in the back seat. So like it's just a really, really small world and everyone is connected. So many guys went down in that, you hear about Thug and Gunna, but you like guys like Yak Gotti, like Slime Life Shawty, who had recently signed to OTF, the little Dirk label.
Song all summer long.
Like he's in the indictment. Like I think it's quiet. It's quiet out there. And it really like, it makes me think like, Migos broken up.
Mm-hmm.
Baby has sort of ascended to this mainstream level where he's no longer like the hot street guy anymore, right? He has like a Budweiser sponsorship.
Yeah, he's like a pop culture guy.
Yeah, he's a pop culture guy. Future is 40 years old or whatever. Thug and Gunna are in jail, potentially for a long time. Like it's really like an open. Playboy Cardi doesn't put out any music. It's all leaks.
Is it like a musical reset? Not by like choice, but like the fact that
maybe
things have shifted so far left.
Yeah, like I'm really interested to see what fills that vacuum, because I think there is.
Do you have a prediction? Is it like the opium guys, like Destroy Lonely and Ken Carson and that like Cardi vampire?
Could be. I think Cardi's shadow is really long right now.
I see those guys. I don't even like that familiar with like his signees, but like I see them all over Instagram. A very small pocket of Instagram that I'm on, but like fashion guys love that. A lot of like white kids with money to spend.
Yeah, there's like still the rage culture, like the long tail of like moshing, avant-garde stuff. There's like some really good, harder, more raw street guys that have also been in and out of jail. Ola Runt. I don't know if you guys are up on Ola, but like I really thought like he had a chance, but I don't know what his legal situation is. R5, like from Cardi's homicide crew, like he died. It's an open question, but I think like the coolest shit about Atlanta is that like every time it seems like their run is over, like somebody new pops up and it comes back. You know what I mean? Like it's so established at this point that like you can count it out, but like someone's coming.
Is Atlanta still the rap capital of the world?
Man, everything is so dispersed right now. Like I don't know that there is a rap capital at this moment, especially like I said, after these changes. Like the book really focuses on like 2013 to 2020 and more like looking back, like that was a distinct era, right? A moment. And it was like from the beginning of streaming, right? Migos launching, SoundCloud, Bad and Bougie, through like Lil Baby, My Turn, and Thug, being on SNL. Like,
Yeah.
to me, that's like
collabing with Travis Barker.
yeah, that's the end of something. Especially like the pandemic is a hard reset. The charges, the deaths, like all that's a hard reset. So I feel like that, you know, that's where we're at. Drill is without a doubt like the sound of the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, you know, it's not necessarily only the guys from Brooklyn or only the guys from the Bronx or only the guys from Chicago or only the guys from London, but like sort of global drill diaspora is really, I think the
is there Atlanta drill music? Is that
there
happening?
is. So that's the other thing. Like, I think the drill stuff sort of recombining with the trap lineage, like that's going to be interesting. But no, there's definitely a drill influence everywhere now. So I think like the capital is like, yeah, like, I don't know, George Buford's YouTube page, not like a city at the moment. But I don't know.
It's exciting stuff regardless.
Yeah,
there's like, who knows?
There's always something else. There's always something else.
Who's on your Atlanta Mount Rushmore?
Ooh, okay. So I've talked about this a lot. How many guys are on Mount Rushmore?
Four,
right?
Four dead white guys.
Yeah.
But you can count a group like Outkast
or
as
Ray
a single.
Schremer would be one, but they're not
they're honorary Atlanta.
Shout out to
no, I'm gonna. I think I have to stick with four people.
Individual
raw.
artists. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna cheat.
Unranked.
No, but I'll go chronologically.
Oh, okay. But I'm saying none of these guys are better than the other because Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So Andre 3000 to me is on the Mount Rushmore no matter what.
New Yorker.
Yeah, he
him and Lizzo.
He just like expanded the boundaries so much, right? Of what an Atlanta rapper could be in a way that like still people are catching up to, right? Yeah, he's like
that's something to say.
Yeah, I don't have to, and like you don't get a Young Thug or a Playboy Cardi without Andre 3000, and the fact that it took so long for there to be guys like that when like Andre's been doing, you know, it's just like it's just no.
He kind of also like needed a little Wayne too to like at least in my opinion.
Of course,
you needed a few aliens to touch down.
For sure. So a few Martians,
a few AT aliens.
yeah.
Before you get to Thug,
then to me, there's a spot that's for either T.I., Jeezy, or Gucci.
Okay,
and
if you have to pick one,
I have to pick one. It's Jeezy. Like
wow.
I think Gucci's influence, Gucci's eye for talent, whatever is larger, but like.
But growing up, the BMF era were what set
and like
the stage for.
And growing up in the South, like I the Snowman tease, like the sound of his voice, the ad libs, like it's just unbeatable, and the music still sounds so fresh.
It really it still bangs, dude.
It's so good. Like Jeezy, I think like over like subjectively, it's Jeezy. Objectively, it's Gucci.
Okay, got it.
For a Mount Rushmore,
and
but
T.I.
like,
in terms of like
T.I.'s getting the Rubber Band Man is getting left off a little bit here.
Yeah, look, you know,
he was probably the most
first couple
mainstream of all
albums.
those guys. I mean, he's an actor now,
but
right?
he really compromised, I think, to go mainstream, right?
Sure.
You think of like Justin Timberlake. Or you know, as soon as he's like sampling the Numa guy.
Oh,
you know,
okay, that was kind of fire. That was kind of fire.
Can we look back and say that was fire?
You could argue that was maybe like progressive in terms of like sampling.
You could argue that.
Someone's a Numa apologist over here, dude.
From Numa, we got TikTok sounds.
Yeah, okay.
Look, it would definitely blow. It's probably blowing up on TikTok as we speak.
Yeah.
Okay. T.I.
big T-shirt Numa.
Uneven career and a lot of sexual abuse allegations.
Oh,
so I'm gonna, you know, like
sure.
Allegations.
So we'll go with the murderers.
So it's Jeezy, Andre.
Yeah, 2 more slots.
Halfway there.
Thug and Future.
Okay.
Like that's my Mount Rushmore. Again, like those guys might not.
Damn, Dungeon Family has half that list.
Yeah, it's influence, it's range, it's longevity. I think like Baby really has a shot. Like I'm super invested.
He would be, you think, like the guy that could like carve, to use the metaphor, to carve his face into this fucking mountainside.
I mean, you know, his new album cover is Mount Rushmore.
Oh, really?
And it's Mount Rushmore.
Four babies.
It's four babies at various points in his life, and then he's also in the foreground, and then there's also goats around.
Oh, wait, of course. Well, he loves the goat.
There's a single out, right? But the album's not out yet.
Yeah, well, the album will be out the album's out Friday, so by the time this comes out, it'll be out.
Incredible.
It's Only Me, Lil Baby. Yeah, amazing cover.
This month belongs to Baby and Joe.
But he's his own, and Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's
October
right.
21st.
T Swizzle coming back.
You're a Swiftie, right?
Yeah, I'm getting sandwiched by two of my
Two
favorite
icons.
artists.
It's a Costco sandwich, baby.
Little baby Taylor
Costco
Swift.
LT.
They knew what was going on. When I did briefly speak to Taylor Swift while reporting this book in Atlanta, and she was
Is
like,
she a fan of trap?
well, she was like, one time I went to the studio with Future, and it was so incredible watching him record. Like, you know, she because he's, you know,
Did you and you
he's
believe
on the
that
song.
to be genuine, or is that?
Oh yeah,
like,
no,
okay,
he's on Reputation. What, you don't remember Future's
but I mean,
verse
like-
on Reputation?
Did Future and Taylor Swift smash in your estimation?
Absolutely not.
Okay. We'll cut out you saying not and just say absolutely.
Wait, do you believe? Clip it out. Do you? What? So, in terms of Migos breaking up, just real quick, like what the rumors, like you believe to be true, or like what do you know about like who smashed who and
I can't speak to anybody's sex life.
Okay.
but
besides your own?
I can't speak to that on this podcast.
and Pease, who's airing stuff out on Instagram, which is part of the. I mean, when he blew up, it's like a
Yes.
real record, like a Diddy level exec.
Yes, exactly. Look, Takeoff and Quavo, actual family, right? Like
Yeah.
that's uncle and nephew.
Mhm.
Offset, always going to be the third wheel, right? Also has an extremely famous wife who has
True.
a business of her own. I think like it's on one level, it's sad, right? You don't want
Yeah.
to see a group you like break up. On the other hand, like they've accomplished so much. Their peak may very well be behind them.
I would say so.
They're-
Though the people like the new well, at least the new
Yeah,
record
look,
with
they're
Mind's Offset.
Hotel Lobby, I think one of the best songs of the year. I'm happy that there's still music coming, but like groups break up. Like
Yeah.
it's just what happens. And like, you know, you'll see them again at Coachella in 10 years or
Yeah.
whatever.
Probably.
What's your-
like with Outkast?
Yeah.
What's your favorite album of the year? Because we're, Q4 22.
Yeah.
It's there are not a lot of albums I love this year. Both things that are my favorite are things I've written about, so I feel like I overly invested in them. Although when you write about stuff, it could go either way. Either you never want to hear it again,
Right,
or
sure.
you just have like a special connection to it.
I just listened to I Took the Walk to Poland 4,016
Yeah, exactly.
times.
The Rosalia album, Moto Mami,
Yeah.
to me, like pretty untouchable, and the Ethel Cain album, Preacher's Daughter, that I wrote about early this year. Like those are the two that I really like as
about
full
your
projects.
Rap song of the year. Is it Poland?
Oh man,
the buzzer?
it might be. No, I'm basically anything ESTG raps.
Yeah.
that's like you can't beat that. I'm
He's having a
scrolling.
great year.
I'm scrolling real quick. A lot of Bandman Real, great year. Glorilla, Cardi B,
True.
Tomorrow too. Another potential buzzer beater for the year. Rap song of the year, man. What
I know,
what-
big
you got?
questions
You got
only.
one?
I mean,
Slime Live Shorty all summer long. I think that was this year,
yeah.
for me at least.
Yeah,
It's a huge question, but we only ask big questions on this podcast.
yeah. Larkin, yeah, ESTG,
A lot of
with
contenders.
Mozzie.
Okay.
That's way up there for me.
What about what's like something on your played recently on Spotify that's maybe embarrassing, whether it's like an artist or
I'm not embarrassed
or
by
guilty
my music
pleasure,
taste.
maybe?
No, my
I mean,
music-
but or
my-
something that like maybe other people would judge you for. Obviously, you're confident in your taste. But is
yeah,
there anything-
who would dare? I don't even know. I don't
who
even
has,
know
who
what
has
that
better
means.
taste in music, you or Caramonica?
No comment.
Oh, your silence speaks volumes.
Silence is violence.
Look, that's a big bro, right? I was reading Caramonica's blogs from Portland or whatever it was when I was in high school. You know what I mean? When I was a
Who
teenager.
puts the
So
other on to more music?
I think it's an even exchange.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little younger still. I need people to put me onto music. Like I'm not as good at
Where do you
at
find music
the
these days?
internet.
Like, where do you find
as I
music
used
these
to be.
days?
Instagram, YouTube.
Do you just let the algo like on YouTube? Or are you one of these like let the algo run?
No, I click. I'm like I
Yeah,
chase. I
You go
chase
around,
rabbits. You know, more
Daddy's
more
going
than I
chasing
go, more
rabbits,
than I
dude.
go. I'll go. I
Yeah.
think you find a producer, you find a channel, a director, or whatever. One artist
Right.
collabs with another artist.
Right.
That's my thing.
You bounce around and connect it.
What's it? The most embarrassing album I'm seeing on my Apple Music
Just
right now.
anything, like
the Wonder Years.
okay.
I like a pop punk album.
Yeah.
But like this is like about
What do you think of
it's
the
about fatherhood. It's a little
What do you think of the Blink reunion?
I'm a Green Day guy.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you had
can't
to
be
pick
both?
one. I really felt like you had to pick one when I was a kid. Pop Disaster Tour. You remember Pop Disaster Tour?
No.
That was like their co-headline. Oh my man, where were you guys?
No, I mean, I definitely
Having-
love that kind of
having
music.
sex?
But I never fucking.
Yeah, listening to DMX.
But you were a Green Day guy,
I was a Green Day guy. I was like, who are these jokers?
right?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Why
do they
talk like
I was never a Blink. I mean, I like, damn it. Like I
Sure.
like
the classics?
I like
yeah.
the classics.
Take your pants off and jacket.
Yeah, I'm happy for Blink. Sad for Matt Skiba. you
Oh
know?
yeah,
He
dude.
really just
Well,
got the boot.
he could do Alkaline Trio, right?
Yeah,
Like, just,
all right. I'll see you at the Alkaline.
What a life
Trio
though.
show.
Exactly.
They're in like they survived the plane crash with fucking what's his name, DJ AM.
Yep.
Right.
Travis
Now in the
Just Travis.
now in the Kardashian world.
Yeah.
yeah.
Talk to aliens. Like,
Yeah, I think they're
Mark
really.
Hoppus had cancer. He beat cancer.
That's true. I think they're really gonna have to keep Tom on a leash though, so he doesn't go off
A freak on a
some
leash?
on some yay rants.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
he's a weirdo for sure.
He's a weirdo.
But he was right. He was right.
Right. They declassified all the shit that he had leaked previously. The government did.
I just realized I fucked up. I forgot we bonded over Brand New,
Oh my god. Well.
and I was supposed to wear my because mics are for singing, not for swinging.
oh my
shirt.
god, classic.
My
dude.
rare. What do you think that?
Now,
Could get?
for
What do you think
me-
I could get for that?
It's an OG.
It's an OG. I have I have all the vinyl too.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could. So it's funny when you're saying Blink versus Green Day. For me, the big thing was Brand New or
Taking Back Sunday.
You
I
had
was
to
both.
choose.
I mean, brand
Of
new,
course,
brand
I
new,
mean,
but I was
um,
both.
Yeah, I mean, Brand New's the better band.
Yeah,
but
canceled.
I mean, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are
Would
you
love
gonna
to
do?
see Jesse atone for his sins so we could bust out those albums again.
Yeah,
Who
dude.
isn't
I mean,
canceled? Do you when an artist gets
That
canceled, like,
apology
for
was
real,
weak.
do you stop listening to their shit?
Depends.
Yay.
I don't listen to Ye.
Rex County Orange.
I don't know who that is.
but
He's in county jail wearing orange.
but Brand New, you can never give it up. I mean, they're the best.
I haven't listened to it since, but
Oh,
you
really?
know, it's
Science
like
fiction is
it's
really
like
good.
my. I know. I saw them at King's Theater
Oh,
right
yeah?
before
nice.
the cancellation, and I was like, oh, they're better than ever.
Speaking of menswear, his wife is like some tailor to like NBA guys and stuff.
I've heard that.
yeah, she's a good Instagram follow.
I've
It's the roundabout way to
I've seen
keep up-
that
keep
You want
tabs
to
tabs
see
on his life.
Jesse raise their children? I guess they have one kid together.
I've seen that page.
Yeah.
I'm glad she's back off private. I think there was
Yes.
there was a dark period there.
Well, I mean,
You,
tough guy. to
you
be
smashed that
married to.
follow already, though.
Yeah, you know the fucking vibes.
Joe, in the totality of reporting for this book, what was like the thing that sticks out that really surprised you the most?
I don't know why my mind flashed to another thing that didn't make the book. There's this guy DJ John who was
I think he gets mentioned, no?
maybe I mentioned him once. I spent a whole night with him he was a DJ at Follies, RIP. Something for like 28 years or something. I was gonna call him the Cal Ripken Jr. of strip clubs.
Nolan Ryan,
The Iron Man of the strippy.
And he
I consider myself the luckiest man of this.
he's incredible character. I might have to nobody steal this. I might have to write a story about just DJ John.
Yeah.
Jay John.
He started at Follies. This was where I was going with this. He started at Follies before they were allowed to play rap music. They
What
were
was he playing? Like
What?
fucking
it was like a
hee-haw shit?
rock and roll bar. It was
Ooh.
like a Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses.
Oh, like 80 strip club.
my cherry pie.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, or like
White
disturbed. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
yeah, like there were.
And now, welcome to the stage.
Down with the titness, dude.
In my lifetime, there were strip clubs in Atlanta, Georgia, that were not allowed to play.
That's
rap
crazy.
music. Like that's like
What's playing, like-
that's how far we've
yeah,
come.
playing fucking
You know what I
80s
mean?
hair metal.
But they can play like
right?
new
Or,
metals, like
new metal,
white
yeah.
boy rap.
That's a good question. I bet you Kid Rock was okay. I
Crazy
bet that's-
Town?
It was basically it was no black artist,
Yeah.
probably.
Lincoln
you
Park,
know.
Crazy Town,
segregated.
all that shit.
So
POD.
So like talking to him about watching that shift, right? And he was like, I never listened to rap music. Like I liked hair metal, you know, I like butt rock. And then by the time I interviewed him, he was managing a rapper.
Right.
Like that's just how it
Yeah.
worked.
Was that the thing that did that not make the book? Because like I'm assuming you worked with a very talented editor.
Yeah, it's Stuart Roberts. Shout out to Stuart and Yadon Israel who's working on it now.
What did Stu edit out of the book that bummed you the hardest?
Yeah.
I
Hard cuts.
didn't even file anything about DJ John because it just didn't fit with the narrative. The book's already long as hell. If you finish this book, let me know.
It reads fucking fast.
Yeah.
Good. I think
I think you're not giving
Thank
yourself
you.
enough credit.
All
though.
right. I just books are long. People
You're a
don't
humble
read.
guy. Books are long.
And people
They
don't
are.
read. No. So there used to be a big section about the Trap Music Museum,
Which is
that-
like
that T.I. started,
Yeah.
which to
Such
me,
a T.I. thing, by the way.
I think I mention it here and there, but
Is it spelled trap music like his mixtapes? Like
no Z.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a
K.
Z. I don't think there's a Z. I think it's straight. But they had an escape room, a like trap themed escape room.
So it's like the fucking federales are busting on the door.
Yeah,
like,
what-
And there was one version of the book that started with me describing the trap house, but really it was an escape room.
Oh my God.
And like I kind of missed that. Like maybe I'll just drop that on IG or something.
T.I. is a bozo,
They had like
dude.
a recreation of Gucci's kitchen.
Oh, that's
Um,
sick.
It like separate, like whatever. There was
and like 2 Chainz' pink car or some shit.
yeah, the pink car, the pink trap house car, whatever. The escape room really stuck. I think you can still
hilarious.
go. It's like it's expensive.
Escape.
It's escape the trap.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
what it's called.
Wow.
How did you and Stu come up with the way that you guys styled the N-word in the book?
I was just like, nobody needs to see this word.
Just say it in their
from
heads.
Yeah.
from,
Yeah, no.
from
Yeah, for sure.
me. I wasn't, I didn't want to type it. I didn't want people to look at
Yeah.
it. I didn't want it to be taken out of context. My worst nightmare is like, somebody like control effing a racial slur in my book and then like pasting it next to like a college photo of me wearing like American apparel. I'm just
Like, you're already thinking about the tweet from
yeah, I'm
whatever,
just like,
SJW.
there's just nobody needs.
No,
Right,
but it's
right.
instead of like asterisk,
Right.
asterisk, you did just one long dash.
There's a
N
great copy
dash.
department at Simon
all
and
credit
Schuster.
to those guys. You got to ask them.
all credit to
You
those
ask
guys.
them.
Shout out Simon Schuster.
Yeah.
All right. So now that you're
Thanks
done
for
with
saving that question for the 98% mark where
Yeah,
people
yeah.
stop listening.
Oh no, we're only 76% through.
Yeah, we got a lot more
Now
to
that
go,
the
buddy.
book is a wrap,
You haven't
are we
escaped the
gonna?
trap yet?
Yeah. Now that the book is a wrap, I assume that we're going to start seeing more Joe Coscarelli headlines and more Diary of a Song.
Let's go.
Fingers crossed, baby.
If you could do a Diary of a Song with any artists, one song, who are you going with? Any artist
All
like
time.
across all time. Beethoven.
Even. Yeah, no, fuck Beethoven.
Team Mozart.
I don't know why the first thing that popped in my head was Nice for What.
Oh, really? I mean,
Is there a better song than Nice for What?
in the video rules.
You can get all the girls in the video.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Olivia Wilde. and
Wilde.
shit. Yeah.
Olivia Wilde needs to be
Serena?
be remembered for
Yeah.
her finer
She could use the
moments.
press.
Yes, she could use the press.
It really is the most Drake video. Like,
It's the most Drake video. It's
just
the most
all-
Drake song. I imagine getting Lauryn Hill on FaceTime.
Right.
Imagine Murda Beats talking about not knowing who Lauryn Hill is. I could just imagine.
she didn't make it up to Canada.
Yeah. Or like Sade, No Ordinary Love. Like something
Ooh.
like that.
Sade, new music, apparently.
New
That's
music. I've heard
crazy.
rumors about that.
Her son is on IG.
Oh, yeah? What's he like?
I don't know. Cool. I don't think he posted.
Better
a
or
lot.
worse than Jesse Lacey's wife?
You think they follow each other?
Yeah, no, probably not.
I don't know why those were the
Those
first
are-
two.
those are two
November
phenomenal
November Rain.
November Rain. You need DJ John to tap in.
Dropping that in the strip club, dude.
It's Axel Slash and DJ John.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, those are all heaters, dude.
Yeah, but actually the real thing is that I don't like doing nostalgia picks for Diary of a Song because like that's
It's all
not what it's
current
about.
shit.
Yeah.
The only one we did was Prince, which he wasn't in, obviously, R.I.P.
Yeah.
But that was like that was an exception and sort of like an experiment. But like if I wanted to do some nostalgia music shit, I'd work at BuzzFeed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, get their ass, Joe.
Like bless the BuzzFeed music
No,
staff,
sure,
not their
sure.
fault, but
If I
just like
wanted to write fucking lists,
It's not
by
my
the
game.
way,
It's not
I
my
would.
It's not
Wait,
my
so what current artist, like right now, would you drop a Diary song with if you could just like snap your fingers and it happens?
Or
I mean,
your dream profile.
yeah, Drake was the white whale
Yeah.
because nobody knows how he makes music, right? Because
Is
he
that true?
keeps it. I mean, he just keeps it so close, especially post Meek, post Ghostwriter.
True.
Like you want to
Drake
see
is a pretty strong character in this book, like in the
Yeah.
as QC's like older brother. Almost.
Yes, I mean Drake loves Southern rap and specifically Atlanta, and he's actually a fucking amazing talent scout. Like I think often overlooked for how good he is at locating trends and working them into what he does and also working himself into what they do. Like
Which people criticize him for that.
people
as well,
criticize him for
you
that,
know?
but to me it's like it's a skill and it's a
It's an eye
talent
and an
and
ear,
like
for sure.
and he picked Migos, he picked Baby, like
he did with Yachty. He was early with Yachty.
he was
and they're
early
still
with
very
Yachty.
tight.
Yeah,
McConan.
he's a huge ally to Atlanta in general.
Drake, ally.
Yeah.
No one says that enough.
No one calls Drake an ally enough. 2 Chainz and Drake have amazing music together.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite 2 Chainz songs have Drake on them. Yeah, so he's around. He sort of floats.
Is he also
through
your
the
dream
book.
artist to profile in addition to doing a
I
driver
don't
song?
really
or-
think I want to profile him.
Who do you want
especially
to?
at
Who's like
this
the
point in
white
his
whale
career? I'd probably say Sade again, or
Yeah.
or Fiona. I feel like Fiona Apple. I really grew up on Fiona Apple
She had that New Yorker
profiles.
profile, right?
Yeah, which
Recently.
was cool. I didn't love that era of her. But I feel like I'd want to do like an end of career profile, like a
bookend.
yeah, Stevie Nicks era, Joni
got it.
Mitchell era,
Interesting.
but like Fiona.
But
You
for
know what
her,
I mean?
yeah.
So hopefully I'm not still writing about music at that point, but I would tap back in to
Just
do
What
that.
are your
You
what are
make
your
an
larger
exception.
writing aspirations beyond writing about music?
I want to write a mass market paperback crime book.
Like a James Patterson type
Yeah,
shit?
no, but nonfiction, like
Okay.
like Casino or Goodfellas,
Okay.
like you know what I mean. Some like gnarly, pulpy, like cheap,
Yeah.
but well
A
done.
moneymaker.
Right.
Yeah, but a moneymaker, but that's also like
Right.
reported like motherfucker.
Has
You know
anyone
what I mean?
hit you about like turning Rap Capital into a documentary on streaming? Because have there been overtures?
Conversations are ongoing.
Okay. All right.
Hell yeah.
Conversations
dude.
are ongoing.
Yeah, we were talking about. We're like, there's got to be
Yeah,
buzz
look,
around.
I
This to
mean,
that
It
degree.
reads like a movie.
Yeah,
all
Let's
the
just
characters
say,
and shit.
thank you. No, people don't make money writing books. People make
Right,
people
true.
make money selling
Selling
IP.
options. Yeah.
So-
option this
Fast
shit.
and Furious was a magazine article.
There we go. I'm just trying to.
War Dogs.
War
Was it
Dogs.
Ro-
Great
was it
one.
Rolling Stone?
Great one.
Like,
Great
yeah.
one. Shout out
Lord
to
of War.
War
Yeah.
Dogs. No, I need that IP money ASAP.
Yeah.
Well,
For
look,
sure.
this is your first book, right?
First book.
So now that you guys at the New York Times are being forced to return to the office with a lunchbox, so that's cool, right?
Bento box style.
Do you have
I
like?
have a couple if you guys want to flip them.
Oh,
Absolutely.
interesting.
Let me know.
Wait, you got
Yeah,
more
yeah.
than one lunchbox?
I may be hoarding some bento boxes.
Is there a New York Times black market for the bento
The
boxes?
bento box baron.
Nobody's actually back at the office, so I just take one
Yeah,
every
you're
day
like,
and stack it
Oh,
under
dude,
my
you're
desk.
You're
like
like-
fucking arsenal.
You're like, yo, I learned how to flip these from Marlowe.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn one bento box to 100.
He's flipping bricks, dude.
But okay, so first of all, I imagine that now that you've returned, you have a book under your belt, you got some bigger fucking like big swinging dick swag, like some fucking pep in your step as
Okay.
you're walking down the hallway.
Okay. I think I have that already.
Do you want to challenge Maggie Haberman to a book sales showdown,
Fuck no.
a la Kanye West and 50 Cent?
Maggie's book is like the greatest selling book of all time, and it like just came out. You know what I mean? Like
Con man,
she's
right?
like
Should
number
wipe the floor with Rap
confidence,
Capital?
confidence man. Number one with a fucking bullet. Shout out to Maggie. I can't touch her. I bow down.
What about Caramonica though?
Yeah.
Oh, his subject is more famous,
Right.
But
Yeah, but
my
eh.
book is written, so we'll see.
Yo, got his ass.
Damn. Fucked him over the 98th percentile, which brings us to the second subject of this podcast.
Mhm.
Yep.
Dead ass. Meats and cheeks.
Sucking and fucking.
You are a happily betrothed man.
Yep.
So we're not going to inquire into your
No.
sex and dating life, but we got to know what rapper fucks the most.
Ooh, great question. I gotta think it's Offset.
Yeah.
I don't want to out him, but like this
Yeah.
man's getting in trouble for cheating every week. Like imagine how many we don't hear about.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true.
No, I think Offset's a very handsome man, right?
Yeah.
Like I think he has like a real energy.
Did you
Yeah.
like what ladies men did you observe when you were like reporting, or are all these guys? Is it like moths to a flame because they got the jewels and the money?
Yeah,
and
look,
the
I think
status?
anyone of these guys can do as they please.
I mean, that's why they're on Instagram, right? They're just fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a dating- it's a dating app.
They're talent scouting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a ladies' man. I don't know why I thought of another married man. But
Damn, Joe, out here
uh-oh.
stop fucking snitching, dude.
yeah, who's like single? Is there a single rapper? That's the other thing. Like, why not just be single if you really?
Yeah.
just
Why is
wanna-
Uzi like all up within like like if I was
No, I
Uzi-
think Uzi is.
He's
I think
like a
Uzi-
romantic,
Yeah,
though.
he's like.
All
I
right,
think
all right, all
Uzi
right. He's
as a
built
monogamous makes sense.
Yeah.
But for most of these dudes, like who are traveling, I'm just like, why? It seems stressful. Cheating
Yeah.
seems stressful.
Baby is baby wifed up.
Baby is on and off, wifed up. But he's
got a few BMs.
He's got two. And
But for most of these guys, is it like, and maybe even like the guys, like the executives and the power players you don't hear about or see about, is it just like a different woman every night?
I think probably, but look, I think that goes for any creative industry. Like, you know,
or guys with power and status.
Well, Joe,
money.
here's a question.
Power and
Here's a
status.
question that maybe we can look this out. What rapper is low key gay?
Oh yeah, I'm actually very curious.
People are what they say they are. You know?
All right.
Like I think Isaiah Rashad came out.
Yeah,
right.
true. Well, he got they forced his hand, which sucks.
It's true, but he handled it well.
It did suck.
Handled it well.
Got his ass.
Not that low key.
No, not very low key.
No.
Yeah. Look, the gay rapper specter has existed like longer than we've been alive.
True.
And yet,
The OG gay rapper was on like the Star and Buck Wild show. Remember that?
yeah.
Or that's
I do.
what everyone
Wow.
says about Busta is the thing, right?
But nobody, it never happens. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's sort of like it's like the moon landing, right? Like if it's fake, like if it's
Diddy?
fake,
There's rumors swirling around.
Yeah.
Diddy now.
always. But like if
Yay?
it's fake,
Yay?
I
Yay?
look,
Gay? Question mark?
Google it.
Yeah.
The blind items, they exist.
yeah, true.
But like we would know by like people aren't good at keeping secrets. That's what I mean about the moon landing. Like we would know by now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know,
Okay.
like who's
I was
keeping
like,
all
where's it
these?
going with this analogy?
Who's keeping all these secrets?
Sounds intergalactic.
Did groupies, because I know like women were a constant presence in the studio, but just kind of like shown in the background. Did they ever like interfere with your reporting where they're like, you're like, oh shit, I get to ride with Baby and P to the strip club, but instead they're like, actually, Joe, New York
Yeah.
Times, get the fuck out. We're bringing these bitches.
Ride with the
us."
side
Yeah,
chicks.
no, it was usually both. Like women and me, we both get a seat.
Nice.
There was
at the
I had
table.
fun. I like a woman around an icebreaker. You
Yeah.
know, I like chat. I like chatting, getting to know people.
Mhm.
There was one girl who went to the club with us one time and got really drunk and was like, whatever, like maybe lightly coming on to me or something.
Oh.
And then and she was like, oh, blah blah blah. And I said, oh yeah, I have a girlfriend, whatever. And she said, oh, I bet she works at Hulu or something. I was like Google actually, but like close.
That's one of the big three streamers. Jesus.
I just thought that was a really
Your
funny
bitch
line.
work at Hulu.
That was a really funny line.
That's
right?
so fucking funny. Wow, dude. Bars.
Put that in the TV show.
Good idea.
Joe, how much money do you make?
Yeah.
Not enough.
Okay. What do you like to spend your hard-earned money on? Not clothes. So like, what else is there?
Yeah.
Snacks and my dog.
What are your Mount Rushmore snacks?
I've been thinking about this a lot. Hers ketchup chips,
Oh, okay.
Tapatio Doritos,
Mm.
Sour Patch Kids, Airheads.
Ooh,
Wow.
Airheads. Deep cut.
You want me to keep going?
Keep going.
Yeah, sure.
What
Getting
else? What, Reese's Pieces.
Ooh, movie theater special.
Pickles.
Okay.
Yeah,
straight
that's
up.
what-
straight up.
What pickle we
Spears?
talking?
And
Dill?
any pickle, the spicier the
Yeah.
better. I like
Okay.
spicy everything. Spicy, sour, gummy. That's my flavor profile.
it.
spicy gummy is a,
Yeah.
is a flavor.
Yeah,
As a
gummy is a
texture,
flavor.
as a
No,
texture.
yeah, but like
Okay.
I'm not going like chocolate ice cream most of
Right.
the time.
Right.
You know?
Keep your Snickers. Give me the SPKs.
Yeah,
Give me
the
the
gelatin,
Airheads.
gelatin, baby.
I had a high choose phase, but I sort of like I
Airheads are better than my
yeah, I
cheese,
agree.
dude.
I went OD.
So you're spending a lot of
on
money,
the high choose.
like rappers, on your dental.
Yes, yes. What else am I spending money on? No, nothing. I just stack. I just
Yeah,
stack
You stack.
paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Joe Coscarelli. He stacks.
Okay, what was the book advance? Just tell us.
Not enough.
Okay, yeah. Okay, fair.
Is it because it was your first book? Are you going to get
Yeah,
more
right.
a bigger advance on fucking
I gotta imagine,
book
right?
2?
Oh, but not if it flops. So
It's not going to.
we can't let it flop.
You're literally getting the TF bump for 2
Yeah,
hours.
let's go.
It's not
Are
gonna
you
flop.
Let's
in
go.
your own mind living and dying, especially because you're at the times whether or not this like makes it onto the bestsellers list? or-
No, not living and dying. I think
Is that important to you?
Yeah, I would love to see it go wide because I worked hard on it for a long ass time.
Right,
You know,
for sure.
but
You know what you got to do? You got to hit up Coach and P and be like, yo,
buy
what,
in bulk.
what are those streaming tips? Like,
Yeah.
get some streaming farms
It's like
in
this is
India.
like when Universal
Yeah.
buys Rick Ross's album so he has good first week sales. We need someone to tap in and cop some copies.
Yeah, I know.
On behalf of the boy.
you need to beef with Maggie Haberman.
It's true. I wonder if I actually think I should probably start a beef. It would probably be good if one of the rappers got really mad at me, right? We can maybe make that happen. Look, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. I think it's good work. I think it'll last a while, right? Like people can
It's
come
a
back to this.
fire fucking book. That's all.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna say.
People
Thank
really
you.
should tap in if you haven't already. Get the pre-order the I guess it's out now. Hardcover.
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 Although someone tweeted at me today, apparently they're already selling it a week early at Barnes and Noble in Union Square. So I might pull up and
really need to-
And buy it- buy this shop.
buy it out. But I kind of like that they're there early. if
4
you wanna
pockets
go
full
find
of books.
Yes. Yes.
What's the biggest expense report you've ever submitted to the New York Times?
it. Ooh, probably just like a late LA trip. You know what I mean? I basically
like a last
only-
minute.
Yeah, I basically only go to LA and Atlanta. Every now and then. I went to Cuba once with Diplo.
Oh,
that was
nice.
probably, although
That's cool.
Cuba is cheap itself,
But to get there,
but
expensive?
the
yeah, I
travel
think like
itself.
probably
pay a
a lot of
coyote.
wings. Yeah, but
Smuggle you in.
I gotta get my expenses up.
You really do.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Have you seen the New York Times
you can't
stock
accept
price?
any free shit, right?
Right.
No Johns, no
Yep.
Flow.
Yep.
You got to give fucking rappers $50 at Magic City for
paid
merch.
Yo,
for-
Sulzberger, the Yachty wouldn't let me into the club unless I was wearing a Miris.
Yeah, exactly. I have paid for like John Mayer's dinner at the Polo Lounge, you know, and like
What
that
was
was
that
like
bill?
that was like a big bill.
What did he?
What did
eat?
he? Yeah, did he ball out?
I wish I could
Also,
remember.
why?
You don't even have to ball out there
It's just-
to
yeah.
spend. A lot
Why
of
do you
money,
pay for
know?
John Mayer's? Was he?
Because it was an
broke at the
interview. It was
time?
an
Okay.
interview, you know, and like
couldn't-
I always pay.
Really?
Yeah, that's Time's thing. We
Are you
could
gonna pay
go-
us back for the Topo Chicos?
Yeah, probably. We could go Dutch, but like that's lame.
Yeah,
like I just pay
yeah.
it, you
Right.
know?
No,
Well,
yeah.
you're
It's on
not
the
paying it,
company,
right?
I did
It's
when
on
I
the Grey
was
lady.
profiling Ethel Cain, Hayden, this singer songwriter in Alabama recently. We were doing Taco Bell drive-through, and I was like, "It's on the New York Times," and she was like, "Oh shit,
Let's turn up.
Yeah. She got an extra churros.
Extra crunch, you know?
When you're spending time like in the studio with musicians, like does your diet just go to shit? Like,
My
there's nothing you
diet's
can do about
shit.
It already
no matter
is.
what.
Okay.
Yeah. I eat like a child or a
Like
rapper
Yachty.
anyway. So you know, it's more the secondhand smoke. It's more like the you know, you just really
Your clothes just
yeah,
reek.
you just
Yeah,
reek.
smell like shit.
You just reek.
Well, Joe, you're doing fucking incredible, both
Mhm.
with your work at the New York Times and with Rap Capital in stores now. Get that. Before we get you out of here, we want to see you do even better. We would love to offer up some constructive criticism. This is on the house. So you don't have to pay us back.
Put that money away.
Take it or leave. Yeah, put those dollar bills away, Joe.
I want to see Abraham Lincoln.
Take it or leave it. Highly suggest you take it.
Let's go.
My first piece of constructive criticism for you. I promise that we'll ask him one question about the book. Get Lil Baby on the podcast.
Yeah, text him.
Oh, all right. You want Lil Baby on the pod?
We
Yeah,
love Baby on
of
the
course.
All right, let's do
pod. Rappers are a new thing. We got fucking Danny Brown. We got some big names in the hopper.
that. All right, I can
Despot.
I can put in a good word.
Big
He's
boy.
not a talker, right?
Right.
He's pretty shy. He doesn't
Well, a
like
lot
to
of
do
these
press.
guys aren't.
Who do you think?
But he can be if he's comfortable. So I think it could work.
Who do you think would be best on throwing fits?
Cameron.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, come on.
Who do you think that's relevant would be best on throwing fits?
Oof.
Yachty.
Yachty would be great.
Yachty could be fun. Yachty would be really fun. He's funny. He's a Twitch guy.
Yeah,
you know,
into fashion.
Yeah,
Into clothes.
Yeah,
Huge
yeah.
fits.
He's into
Yeah.
cereal.
Yeah.
It's true. Babytron.
Oh my
Mm.
God, dude.
We can make
Fuck
that
yeah.
happen easy.
He has a cameo in Poland in the video.
Yes, exactly.
Dude, Baby
What about
Tron
like
rules.
what about like Coach or P
would Coach K be good?
or Lil Coach?
Low coach. Coach takes his fashion seriously, but he's a serious guy.
He doesn't have 2 hours to spare though.
How do we
He doesn't
not
have
want
2
to
hours
get fucking
spare.
Baby?
I'm trying to think who the best executive. Oh, Elliot Grange. You guys know about Elliot, Lucian's son?
Yeah.
Signed
At 300.
6'9".
Yeah.
No, not 300.
Okay.
That was Lior's
That's
son.
Lior Cohen's
Oh,
son.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Lucien.
Yeah. He has a label called 10K Projects.
Who else is on that? Or who is 6ix9ine still signed to him or no?
Good question. I don't really know what 6ix9ine's up to.
He's in Poland.
6ix9ine should be on the pod. I had an amazing post prison interview with 6ix9ine.
Yeah, I mean, he's talked about like the ultimate showman. He would be good on any.
Yeah.
Does he even? I don't think he's ever done anything.
He was on the Academics podcast. There's that clip
of
where he's
course.
like motherfuckers coming out there, hong, hong, hong. And the guy's like, what guns are those?
Well, Elliot doesn't do interviews, but he'd be good on the pod. He's marrying Sophia Richie, so he's busy. But maybe they do like a his and hers.
Okay.
She can go and call her daddy.
Chains would be good. 2 Chains would be
I
good.
love to get
We
Chains
has a
on.
pod with his son,
Yeah.
his child.
Speaking of faux pas, the one time that I like really committed a faux pas in a rapper setting was Chains was like playing music for a bunch of journalists and like his homies and like the label. And I come in late and I'm like on my phone and then I like walk out and he goes, yo, I know that motherfucker was recording my shit. Someone go get his phone.
But you weren't.
I was like, I'm with Def Jam. Like,
Right.
you don't know me.
The call's not coming from inside the house, dude.
It's me,
Relax.
Fashion Bros.
Yeah.
It's actually worse to falsely accuse someone of recording music than to record someone's
Yeah,
music.
no, you know what? Change is
Yeah.
at fault. All right, so that's my piece of constructive criticism.
I had here, Joe, that I would say take us to Magic City because if you're
Mm.
bona fides, you said that shit is like Disney World now. So I don't know. How about just like give us our next?
I'm going to
profile?
take you to Mons Venus.
Oh, that's where we're going to go to
we're gonna
Tampa.
go to Tampa.
I was also going to say we could use a better profile in the New York Times, one in which I get quoted in. I would love that. So we
Ooh,
can also put that on
wait.
your radar.
Can we unpack this for a minute? Were you
I
guys
mean-
unhappy with your press?
I was very happy.
I
with it.
was livid. I told you. I mean, I've talked about this with everyone here and even listening at home at length. I thought it was terrible.
I loved it. It was all me.
Right.
I look good. My
Why
titties
do
were
It wasn't
popping.
even our profile. It was his profile.
Yeah, why do you think that they were drawn to you? Was it John Ortved?
Yeah.
Why do you think
Honestly, I'm not
Ortved
sure, and
preferred you to
I think
to-
we
to
went
Larry?
from what could have been a Sunday Styles thing to a Thursday Styles thing. And
What
it
I heard.
got chopped.
What I heard.
You want me to go back in the CMS
I
and
mean, listen.
see what's on the cutting room floor?
Yeah. What I heard is that there was slight. It was summertime, so
Right.
like, you know, people are off, people are whatever, like,
Right.
working remote. Is that there was maybe some miscommunications about like who was gonna like actually write it and for where at
Okay.
first, and then it kind of just that those crossed wires ended up crossing more wires down the line, and then it ended up just being like kind of a brief look at us and not the original story that I think John and his editor had talked to us about, which is like throwing fits in this certain strata of menswear and what that strata is, and then our place in it.
Right. Okay.
And the disruptive nature of what we do.
Oh yeah.
And like how like are these guys still disruptive and outsiders?
Right,
If they're working with like
collab
Mr.
with
Porter
Mr.
and shit.
Porter.
Do you think from the journalist perspective, I will say your biggest problem, the biggest hurdle is that it was pegged to this collab, right?
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
having a sort of fake promo-y news peg, like doesn't allow growth because like it all has to come back
Sure.
to the nut, you know,
Right.
of
Which
the
never
thing.
even got cracked by the time they literally the thing ends and you're like, wait, where's the other?
Right. I think that's a struggle as opposed to them coming to you more organically, right? About the
Pics
the
look
broader
good, though.
thing.
You look
Pics
good in the
look
You
fucking
guys look
pics,
good.
baby.
That's all
It
that
is-
matters. People don't
That's all
read.
that matters.
Bro, people
don't
were
read.
congratulating me, and I will clearly, it was very clear to me, no one even read a single word.
All right, here's my other question for you guys. How do you think it compares to some of the other profiles that have been written about two guys who make podcasts in the Times style section recently?
Well, that was
a handful.
That was the other thing is that it's like, wow, is it are we kind of done with like, oh, like podcasts? Just
Right.
like
Yeah.
the Ion Pack Big
Right.
profile. It seemed like it was a bit of a
Anything
Even like-
written by Nathaniel Pemberton.
Yeah, shout out to Nathaniel Pemberton, only doing
Just his boys,
profiles
dude.
of guys
Just-
on pods. But
Maybe
even,
if we were boys with him, we could have got the real
even
profile.
like John Boy Media, you know, got a profile recently. You guys up on John Boy?
The
no,
tattoo
not
artist?
not baseball fans here. No, this is a viral baseball a Yankees fan guy that has a little media company. But,
oh wait, I saw the headline
yeah,
where he's like weirdly killing it on one platform, like YouTube specifically.
yes,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
Well, if there's ever going to be a platform to kill it on,
yeah.
it's YouTube.
And he's an expert lip reader.
Wow.
So he
You
got
can read players.
yeah,
other
so he
signs
gets
or whatever.
so he gets big like transcribing fights like on benches and dugouts and stuff.
Got it.
Um,
Expert lip reader. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, look, I think you guys could get another New York Times profile when one of you dies.
Yeah.
Oh, say less. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Fucking who knows when.
You know, he ate
Quick.
60 chicken McNuggets 2 days ago.
In 40,
content.
in 40 minutes for content.
I'd like to try that.
And then it's like, I wonder why the Times fucking cut it short and is never calling again.
While we're here talking about the pod, how is George Russell? Carrie and I
are you an
we're
F1
big
fan?
in we're big into F1
Okay, so-
via the
so-
show, but George sucks.
So here's the deal.
It's a boring ass Brit.
Did you listen to the podcast though?
I haven't listened to it yet.
So he came off.
He was loose?
I agreed with you in theory before the podcast, and we were just happy to get a fucking F1, let
Yeah.
alone like, you know, a Mercedes.
A top guy.
driver,
who was your
right?
first choice for the pod?
Lewis.
And people,
Because
Or
Lewis
Ricardo-
likes
or
clothes. Lewis
Ricardo.
likes clothes, but he's boring. Danny Rick has bad style because he's Australian, but he's fun.
None of them have good style, and this was set up by a brand
also,
that
that's
was
the
like,
thing. We didn't have our,
okay,
it wasn't
okay.
like we got our third option. We were
Right.
just pitched George
Yeah.
and we left that.
Netflix wasn't
fine.
like, yo, 20 drivers.
Yeah,
who you want?
yeah. I mean, Max would be incredible.
Yeah, of
like,
course. I mean,
That's
he's
that's the top
he's the king
dog.
right
But
now.
also Yuki
I
Tsunoda.
love Yuki. He has the
Yes.
best personality, but
Yes.
Max is a fucking Nazi.
Yeah.
Right. And like,
Yeah.
I had to cut a question to ask George, like, why does Max Verstappen have such terrible style? Is it because he's Dutch or because he races for an energy drink?
They made you cut it.
They were like, we're not going to talk about
Well,
other
there's
races.
certain things
I was like,
that
I'm
we
already
were,
cutting this.
that we were advised maybe not to mention. As
But
you can imagine.
I will say this: I think George came off a lot looser and with more personality than I ever expected.
Was
him
he
to
here in
grow.
this apartment?
No,
it was Zoom.
It was Zoom. Okay.
Zooming in,
and
for
it was
one,
at 7:30 in the morning because he was, doing a photo
Sure.
shoot in the UK.
Sure.
Also, here's the thing: like James said, the guys, of course, going to be these guys are more media trained than anyone.
Yep.
Even though I guess Lewis is like very cool and kind of like disruptive in his own way. But I will say, to George's credit, And maybe this is because people like you, the bar is set so low. He did better, I think, than anyone expected.
Okay.
So
All
you
right.
got to give credit where credit
Give it a
is
listen.
due.
It's like 35 minutes
Yeah,
long.
it's very.
I think
It's as long as Poland by
Right.
Little Yachty.
yeah, I think the move is retired athletes.
Yeah, they have nothing to gain.
Yeah,
He did a pile with
exactly.
JJ Redick and
Yeah,
smashed,
I mean
you know.
JJ whatever, but you know
Ooh,
he's a Potter himself and a former Orlando Magic player. I'll never
Yeah,
forgive
that's
him for getting a DUI right after we drafted him out of Duke, and I'm like,
we did
fuck
not
this
ask him
JJ
about that.
Redick.
That guy fucking parties though.
Yeah.
that's
We
it.
talked about beer pong
Parties and buys
extensively.
watches. Right?
Yeah, well, that's
And wine.
and that was basically the extent of the podcast.
and mad expensive wine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Joe, thank you for coming on to the Only Podcast
Yeah, bud.
Matters. What would you like to plug?
Yeah,
And
We've been
there's-
plugging my book enough.
It's out now, right?
Yeah, out now. Rap Capital, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books Are Magic, whatever your
Follow
local
Joe on
bookstore
social
is.
media.
Bookshop.org.
Yeah,
Wait,
bookshop.org.
where should people buy from to benefit
Yeah.
you the most?
People keep asking me this, and I actually don't know the answer.
Is it Amazon?
It's probably Amazon. Weirdly, I think like Barnes and Noble rate might be a little higher, but
Really?
but Amazon, like the algo, you just want to juice the algo because
Right.
that's where everyone buys
Yeah,
their
yeah.
books. So like if you're going up,
You want to get on the charts?
Yeah, whatever. They put you.
Does
on
it help
the
to like
front
add to
page.
cart but then not buy it?
Ooh, good question. Is
Can I,
that
like, add
is that a
hundreds of
e-commerce
thousands?
hack?
Yeah.
Is that what you guys learned in
That's what I do with my own
world?
shorts.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, I should try that.
We have the pod downloaded 1,000 times in India every episode. It kind of juices. down, but I
Yeah,
don't
amazing. Yeah, follow me on social media, Joe Coscarelli on every platform.
Great follow, in
I
my
have this.
opinion.
I have the same Avi always.
Follow
on
the
every
byline.
platform.
Yeah.
Follow the byline. Diary of a Song on
know. Tap in with the
YouTube.
boy.
Listen to the New York Times podcast.
Oh, that's right.
I'm on
Fucking
there.
podcast.
I'm on
Yeah, I
there.
didn't even ask
I'm
you
on there a lot.
Yeah.
Not my show, but I'm on there a lot. Yeah. What else? That's it. Let's
Cool.
go.
Thank you again.
Thanks, buddy. You're the man.
Go buy Rap Capital. It fucking sucks.
Book it.
This was really fun.
Book it literally.
Thanks, bud.